And we're back!
And,
Alter
Team
Ego
Alpha
versus
Team. So
WETRND.
this side's gonna be Alter Ego
Number
again.
1 voted
Blue
Indonesian
side
team
is
versus the
WETRND
number
with
1
mention of
voted
the heroes
PH
that we've
team.
seen all throughout
Best of
the
5
TRND.
series.
And we are seeing for Alter
Based
Ego, they
on
will
regular
battle
season
Victoria
standings,
and
WETRND
Pinay.
should
And
have the
this opens up a
advantage
lot of
kasi
heroes
they
for the
ended up the
priority.
season
Even
PKL
for
5th,
WETRND, they
6.
ban out Arlie.
Meanwhile,
So are we
tong Alter
expecting a
Ego, they
specific
ended up the season
hero
7th
for
tsaka
Alter
8th.
Ego coming to this
Kaya,
I mean, you might want to be looking
if WETRND wants to win an international series, their first international series, this should be the best opportunity kasi alam ko kasama rin sila sa KIC. Most likely guaranteed sila yung wildcard representative natin sa Pinas. Pero may kailangan pang qualifiers bago makapag-KIC kasi kakalabanin din nila yung top 1 voted ng ibang bansa para papunta doon. Anyway, picks and bans. AE will be banning Dahlia, Mai. Dito naman sa WETRND, they're gonna be banning the Arlie plus Pay. And AE, confidence pick, first pick Luna, walang Pay. We'll take it for free. So what is WETRND's answer? Dharma is still open. They're gonna take the Yuan plus the Aoyin. Okay, AE has the chance to deny the Dharma. Crowd control will be really good. Yisin is also open. They're gonna take, wow, early pick Garuda. High pick Garuda and a blind Sansei. Okay. So WETRND can take the Byron if they want to just win the Sansei matchup, or Bayen. I think Bayen is really good here. Or Augran kasi may Luna.
I'm not a huge fan
So it
of
must be the
if I'm going to be completely honest. I
It
feel like
must
it's
be the
really fallen
Augran.
off. It just really hasn't had that impact. That cooldown.
Wow, they
is
went for the
forever,
Dharma.
right? And the
Going for the
laning
team
isn't
play
great as
ang
well, so
WETRND
he kind
ngayon.
of falters in that one-on-one matchup.
So that means that AE will be able to ban the
for later, right? I don't know if game
Augran.
one is you want to set the tone.
That's gonna
with
set
hero
up
like of this
yung jungler ng WETRND. Medyo mahihirapan dito, not gonna lie. Unless they have a plan. Tapos losing lane pa yung Dharma. So, bale alay na si Syndicate. So bans for WETRND, they're gonna take out the front line. Yung mga pwedeng sumala sa burst ng Aoyin. Lianpo will be the first. Most likely second will be Zhang Fei. Unless pipiliin nila pero malabo. I-save sila yung flex ng Yuan. AE is gonna be almost guaranteed Augran. Yung mga pwedeng tumapat sa Luna. Kasi wala pang jungler na pwedeng tumapat. Yan, Augran is out. So this might be
nice composition already for
Jing,
WETRND.
probably.
Are we expecting
High chance
assassin
Jing will be out also
so
dito.
that it will play fair against the Luna?
Yun na lang nakikita ko na pwedeng tumapat sa Luna. WETRND will be banning the Lianpo or ano pa ba pwede? Farm lane? They got the Arlis out, Chanos out, the RNG. Okay, so they're gonna ban the Zhang Fei.
Yeah, of course, as much
AE.
as much as possible, you want to secure
Will
like,
they be banning the
a
Jing?
hero
Kasi
that
Yuan is flex so it's better to
very sustainable, has crowd
attack the
control. I
jungle.
think for a WETRND, they both
Unless
have the
tanggalin
peak.
nila
Look at the
Hishin,
focus
possible
on
tanggalin nila.
the heroes for
Okay, they're
Arise.
gonna take out
I mean,
the
for those
Jing
who are
instead.
not familiar,
Okay,
for
WETRND,
they're known to be a team
what are you gonna
that
get?
heavily
Panlaban
relies
nitong
or gives
Garuda.
space to Arise as much as possible. Hence the heroes like the
Garuda
late-
versus
the
Zia. I
late
think I
gens,
like Zia better
the
than
Chow
Garuda.
Chows, because
Pero
those heroes are not really
Garuda
item
is the
dependent.
Indo
They're
champ.
not gold dependent.
Oh,
But
Yishin
it's
for
gonna be
WETRND.
Yishin now
Okay,
for
they have crowd control.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna
But
be,
I think they need a bit more
you're trying
damage,
to
no?
lock Luna in a box a bit. The board is gonna do a decent amount. I mean, potentially,
It's a
right?
good last
Then you have
pick for
that Dharma
WETRND.
with you can knock him
Wala
off
na yung
with
mga
everything on the
normal na pwedeng
backboard.
tumapat sa
This is a
Luna.
nice
So they
little
have to dig
combination.
deep
They
agad.
need control. They need to figure
Ang
out a way to
nakikita ko lang dito,
control
Lam.
Zen Xiao
Possible.
Luna will be one of the key factors.
But they want to save the Liu Bang Lam.
Ego's success here for WETRND Esports, just like Hollow mentioned here.
I think
Dharma,
Lam would be the
Yixing, a
best
very
based sa
good
setup
team
nila.
fight setup
Pero they
that's
need a bit more
drafted
damage.
Overall, it really resembles the PKL plays that we talked
And
about.
also,
that they love to fight and they like to bring it
pagka
big.
ulti ng
All these
Yisin,
big
wala
setups
masyadong
coming in
follow-up.
from both Aaron and also Syndicate might just be the
Good
success
pick para sa
factor,
EE.
the
Going for
storyline
the
that we
Sakir.
will be seeing
So meron
coming
sila
in for
panlaban sa
PKL fan
sustain.
favorites.
Nice
The RNG, I think,
point
is
on
the
team
best
fight-centric,
blind
type of
right now.
lineup on
Solid kasi ni
WETRND,
RNG
but
eh.
there was an answer
Parang minsan
for
appreciated si
Alter
the
Ego.
RNG.
Now you have the
Sometimes
Sakir, and
nakakalimutan.
very good in
Pero I
terms
think
of
the RNG has
sustain,
always a
in terms
solid
of
pick.
early laning. At least there is a support and
Oy,
crowd
WETRND,
control.
what's your
Now
answer for the
WETRND,
Luna?
It kind of feels like they're
Will they dig deep?
lacking
Go with another
damage
carry
in
or
the
just go with the
jungle area
YOLO
since
early
they
game?
would be
Musashi,
up
whatever.
against a Luna.
Menki.
I mean, it's a good round out.
Musashi, I
have
think.
a lot of the
Musashi,
stuns
no
and
choice.
everything that you kind of need. WETRND though, it looks like they're gonna go a different way. Let
Okay.
Musashi fly on, you know, Arise.
You know what's good
right?
here?
I think
Fade.
he's gonna be great on this one. Getting to
Para
the
mapasok
backline.
yung backline.
If Luna
But
gets
I don't
caught
think he's
out, they might have
a
bit of an
Rise
issue.
hero.
So Alter Ego,
Anyway,
with
full
all the
early game
stuns
comp for
galore,
WETRND.
you gotta
AE
make
with a
sure the Luna is
scaling
still up.
composition.
And
Okay, game number 1. Can PH get our second series win against Indonesia?
As we get into game
So far,
one,
0-2
this is, of
against
course, the
Malaysia,
first match.
0-1
Taking
against
us some time
Indo.
to get here to figure out
Or
exactly
1-0,
how the
sorry,
teams are
rather.
gonna be seated at the end of the day. We saw
And here comes the
Black
early
International
invade.
put a
Okay, this is what they
W on
need.
this side of the
They cannot let the
Philippines
Luna
here, but
scale.
look at how WETRND looking to
Nakagaw
take
yung
that
baboy.
momentum
Napaganda.
and being aggressive now.
that's the early game punishment here coming in for the side against
Okay.
South
Nakuha pa rin ng
here.
it's fine.
Minimum you
Makuha
can
na rin nila yung
do,
ibon.
make sure this Luna doesn't have the best of the early game here. We do see a Mulberry Power landing onto his base here, but
Nice.
with mana
Not bad,
advantage,
not bad.
they do
Good invade.
indeed take that fire.
Pero may counter invade sa kabila. Kukunin din ng AE ang ibon. Nakuha ba ni Syndicate? Di yata. Nakuha ng Sadsy. So, since alam ng AE na nasa baba yung mga members ng WETRND, kukunin yata yung ibon. Pero Aaron with a big gank dito sa baba. Okay, huhulihin yung Sakir. Oy! What a predict! Aaron! Okay.
Prediction coming in from Aaron.
Ganda ng ginawa niya doon. Pinapredict niya yung flash ng Sakir. Malinis. And that's what they need. WETRND needs a good early kung gusto na manalo dito.
Yeah, and I mean, Decoy tried to get away to safety. He was just
Kailangan nila
he doesn't
ipitin
really
tong
have enough
Luna.
to kind of use that mobility.
Antay lang na level 4. Pag nag-level 4, it's time to play.
So again, Decoy getting caught out. Not the worst thing in the world,
Okay,
but again, you don't want to
looking for the
handicap your
catch.
own team to
Sayang.
start things off.
Higop plus stun sana yun. Or dapat yata inuna yung skill ng iwan eh. Or baka dito mama yung stun. Okay. Sige, agawin nyo na yung baboy. Sige.
And look at how WETRND are just counter.
Luna magtitipis sa mid. Ko-cover na naman ulit.
What the mission is. Stop Zen Xiao. Let's take away as much as possible. Invade. And he's going to be walking
Not
around
enough
and be
yung
like,
invade
hey,
eh. Kailangan ng invade ng WETRND is yung blue. Ayan, pwede sila mag-shove ng mid, mabilis. Okay. Hard shove mid, sabay invade sa red, possible. Okay, na-shove na yung mid. Going for the red. Pero Alter Ego din, no? Papunta na rin yung Sansei, so delikado. Hindi sila pwede tumuloy. Walang prayo si Syndicate eh. Lugi talaga siya sa matchup.
Right now, they're prioritizing everything into the Luna Zen Xiao, which is smart. But Garuda, you
So
need some
WETRND,
sort of
ide-def
farm,
na lang
right?
nila. Going for the clear sa bot side. Possible blue invade, 5 seconds, mag-respawn na. Nasa baba yung Garuda. Nakita yata ng long. Okay, na-shove nila yung mid. Going for the blue buff. Kaso kinukuha na ng Luna. Bilis! Walang smite si Rise. Ulti build yung use. Flash in. Higop. Sayang, hindi na higop. Pinredit ulit sana ni Aaron yun ah. NTNT. Pero Sansei, oh my god! Grabe naman ano yun? Magmaneho? Professional, kaso naipit siya. Good punish, flash out, patay pa din. Very good kill dito sa WETRND. Okay, thank you. Sabi ng WETRND, thank you. Di na naman kailangan mag-engage. Kayo na pala mag-engage. Pero EE medyo nag-iinit. Gusto kunin yung red ah. Ishin with the ulti. Okay, may smite naman si Rise. And AE nagdalawang isip. Syndicate looking for the possible engage. Kaso wala, masyado na malayo yung members ng AE. 25 seconds before the Tyrant spawns.
But not really getting any sort of conversion out of it.
It's looking really good for the side of WETRND Esports here in this early game. Before the 4th minute mark, we're looking at a 1,000 goal lead in favor of the side of the PKL fan favorites as we see.
Stun
Decoy
for the
getting a
Sakir.
bit of a poke onto his
Ginding
face,
Prayo
but
will
it's
be
just
going
a
for
lower
WETRND. They need to go for the Tyrant. Kailangan nila muna.
Not the best of
Kasi WETRND, they
situations
have
coming
the
in
early
PE.
game.
Yeah, it's like a pillow
Dapat
fight
lang mo
at the
sila
end of the
early.
day, right?
Grabe
Not
yung
really
ulti ng
too much
Garuda.
damage.
Wala nang ulti
Yumi
Garuda oh.
needs to be careful, and it looks like with that Imperial Order stopping
Kaso
them
yung
from
start na,
sort
hala.
of any
Late
sort
si
of
Rise,
assault.
what happened,
But now the
WETRND?
4-minute Tyrants, Decoy is still up in front.
Naku po, hindi
Providing
pwede,
that
hindi tayo
vision. The
pwede
Mulberry
Pinoy
Power
time
is
dyan,
gonna be missing.
guys.
The board gets nothing really
Sayang,
happens,
nag-ulti na
and
yung Garuda,
WETRND
oh.
let that one slip under them.
Nag-back pa tayo niyan. Dapat on time talaga sa Tyrant. Yun yung meta ngayon. Kailangan mabilis sa Tyrant. Pag na-late ka ng 5 seconds. Fast take na ngayon yung Tyrant.
Not what you really expect coming in for the PKL team.
Yeah,
Tapos
not what you
na-chunk
would
na yung
expect,
Torre
but
ni
at the same
Darvin.
time,
Inultihan
you're
ng
like, hey,
Garuda.
actually, WETRND, there's some gaps. We can come
Okay,
back
blue
in this
buff.
game.
They
We
see
just need to
the
play
blue
our
buff.
game, take
Kaso wala
advantage
silang
of what they
Tyrant, so
have.
it's gonna be a
And
bit
this never
scarier.
win, while
Tapos
it's
may
only
debuff pa yata to.
1.2, it's still
Syndicate,
far from
nag-iinit. May
Syndicate
mapapako
going
kaya.
for
Kaso
the
na-stun
Tetran
siya
Gate.
dito.
Yeah, Wings of Judgment
Syndicate
right on
napadash
top of
out,
this one.
napa-flash out,
Arise
playing
goes
it
using
safe.
the dual
Arise,
jet, but
though,
he's gonna
very
fast
low.
body
Mapapatay
things
yata
up.
siya ng
One
isang
more
kuryente.
shot,
Isang tapit
and
na
he's
lang.
not
And
able to
that's
go.
gonna be a
No, he gets
kill.
picked off. Then Shao says,
Ah,
"I will
WETRND.
take that."
Game number
How
1,
dare
medyo
you invade
mabagal
my
pa ang
jungle?
ng galaw.
The
Nagdadalawang
unending
isip pa
star
sila.
of and he will be back.
Si Darfin, nakarating. Kaso wala na. Tapos na yung laban.
Jungle is still wide and available
And
for their own
nasasayo na yung lamang ng
Arise,
WETRND.
now for the next 5
Nababawasan na.
seconds here, Zhao has much more control
Sayang
and
early game
even
nila.
almost
Shit.
a 2-level lead against his jungle opponent.
Absolutely huge, right? Two
Lalo na
levels.
is lunaing.
Arise just hits level 8 at this point, but he is very far behind. It's one of
1K
those
gold
things
lead
where
na yung Luna,
like,
guys.
he will be behind, which is okay, but you just
Mababasag
can't
na rin yung
falter
baba.
off too much
WETRND
further
top
because
trade, fast.
You are the guy to
Top
stop
trade,
that shot.
fast.
Exactly the case, right? Whereby we're
Long
looking
mid,
at this
4-man top.
Musashi. Yes, you're due to the
Okay.
damage, do remove healing.
Kaso ang tagal, ang tagal.
Severely behind.
Nangyayari dito, dalawa. Kailangan nila patayin to, Sansei at least. Please, patayin nyo na. Ah, may flash. Flash ulti! Sagat to,
And
ore.
he's gonna lose the top T1 as well.
Mababasag
So
pa
a
yun,
huge
bot
win
tier
for
2.
WETRND.
Not as
Ang
bloody
plano
as I
yata,
expected here.
pinamaganda
They are
yata gawin dun,
trading
mabasag yung top
across the
tier
map
1, sabay
very
TP sa baba.
systematically. And right now,
Tulungan nila yung
take a
long.
look at Zhao here.
Pwede i-hold ni Darfin yun eh, may ulti
Casually
naman siya eh,
invading
kaya
this golem here because
malabo
they
na
know for a
ma-dive.
fact, more numbers
Daming
that
nawala
show
sa
up towards
WETRND
the
dun,
top
dalawang
side, that
tore plus
allows
blue.
AE to get
Pag
this
nawala
decision
lang ng
with no
AE is
contention.
flash, tsaka isang tore.
Whatsoever. Zenshao just
At
dealing
nawala
with
din.
those minions. And
Wala
this
na yung
lead is
natin,
starting to
guys.
grow even
Tapos
further.
may Luna yung
1.2
kabila.
just on him in terms
The
of that
Musashi
lead
is not
matchup.
finding
But let's
any
talk a little bit
angle, ah.
about 1TUT as well as Darfin. That matchup here, the
Disiplina gaming for Alter Ego.
In the early game, is much more consistent coming in from 1TUT on that TRND, but going towards the late game,
Tamang
that's
clear
where
wave lang.
Darfin getting all the items, 3 to 4 items. Once you complete that Starbreaker into the Axe of Torment, then you will start having much more damage coming in towards this loom.
Yeah, and I think that late game they're going to be happy if they're able to get there, right? So it's up to the rest of WETRND again.
Binabasag
I
na
mean,
yung
the way
baba.
that they're putting pressure on and taking these towers is just going to be
WETRND.
gravy for them.
They're
Zenshao
gonna
right
take
now
the top
is
tier
looking
1 bot.
to take his own towers, and
Okay,
he's not really
trade
able
na
to
lang
find
for
it
now.
other than that top T1.
Not
The worrying point coming
Paborito
in for the
sa
side
ano
of
eh,
WETRND
AE,
Esports
pag
is that the
trade eh.
jungle is starting to look like a slow bleed here.
I think
We are starting
WETRND, they
to
need to
see
contest.
Zenshao controlling more
Dami
of
ng
the
CC, oh!
objectives, controlling more of
Dharma
the stuff,
Musashi,
putting
Ishin.
Arise further and further behind in that gold
They have
part.
5 CC in their
It's all
team.
about slowing him down more than anything else. If
I need
Zenshao
confidence.
gets
Where is the
out of
confidence,
control,
WETRND?
It's going to be a problem. They have a
Sagasaan
lot
nyo.
of
Yan,
momentum,
yan, yan.
a lot
Sagasaan
of
yung
that
TRND.
speed and mobility, which is gonna
Kahit
be
force siya
tough
lang yung flash.
for WETRND to go,
Oh,
but they got
naipit,
the
naipit.
box. They
Go, go,
find
go.
1TUT. He's in a
Kaso,
bad
na-stun din
spot,
siya.
but they
Grabe
do
naman yung
get
counter
enough.
go.
They have the
Napunit
damage
si
on the
Syndicate.
Syndicate, but 1TUT
Pero at least worth it.
does
Napatay
fall
nila
in the end.
DRNG.
Darfin is now
May
here.
mamamatay
They're
pa
gonna
yata.
come
Nice,
around.
patay
They
din ni
find
Garuda.
Yubi, and Zenshao
Okay,
over the
lumalaban
wall.
pa.
He's gonna
Kaso
be
may Sansei
fine.
sa likod.
Decoy is just looking to
Maze,
back
low
up, hits up with
HP.
the Mulberry Power.
Ina-auto-attack.
Maze is
Ayun,
slipping away.
kinakain
He's
ng
gonna
ano,
be
jump
picked off
party.
as
What the
well,
heck?
and it looks like they're gonna get
Hindi,
Steve
naka-red,
on.
ano siya?
Find Darfin as well.
Oh my
Decoy
God, ubos
living
sila.
up to his name
Yun
as
lang,
being the
yung Luna
decoy,
naka-
but he gets picked off.
Nakawala yung Luna, guys. Free hit. Lahat ng skill nila nagamit na sa ibang carries. Naka-red, ano pala si Sakir? Nakita ko yung auto-attack mo lang eh. Kinagat siya eh. Anyway, Aaron, oh, nice ulti. Kaso walang follow-up, pinarangan ng Sansei. Flash out. Please defend nila yung mid. But things are not looking good for WETRND, guys. Matatapos na yung timer nila. Yung mga ganito pag early game lineup, feel ka mga at least 3K.
Because based on their playstyle, they like to fight for control. But so far,
WETRND
5-5
needs
in terms
at
of
least a
scoreline
3K
here,
gold lead to
1,000
make this
in
game
favor
even.
for AE.
Yeah, and the
Kasi
Tyrant
the
now
Luna
gonna
is
pick up with
lunaing.
her, and it looks like WETRND are making their way.
Tyrant
Nubi's
is ang mabilis na
nearby.
kuha.
Careful out that
Smite,
Wings of
okay,
Judgment.
992,
But he's
not
not
bad.
gonna do it. Arise
Sansei
taking
in the top
Tyrant.
side, may
Free
kasama
trial
isang
opportunity
Overlord.
here from WETRND Esports. That is the final one before we go into
1K good
the
lead for
shadow
AE para sa
objectives here.
ngayon.
So right now, it's still looking pretty darn close between the two teams, but jungle control
Luna,
still in favor
looking
for
for the
AE.
invade.
You can see Zenshao,
Sansei napa-ulti na.
uncontested on
Mukhang
bottom,
naghahanap sila
another
ng dive
good
dito sa
going
gitna.
towards his
Ultimate
pockets
by
here,
the,
but take
oh
a
my
look,
god,
ICL,
ulti
he's
used
looking
by
for a big
Miz.
goal.
Yung barko, what the heck? Ano yun? Nag-bug? Hello? Oh my god, patay si Miz. Sinayawan ng Luna, sabay nabasag yung mid. Wow. Masterclass, tapos mababasag pa yung top. Nakikita mo ba? Oh my god, we are so screwed. Ayan na yung Luna, oh, Asim! Masyado ka naman pogi, ang dami niya na nakuha. Worth it.
But Zenshao sacrificing his life.
Worth it yun, worth it
I'm not a
yun.
huge fan of that trade.
The little Angie Spriteling there, landing the last hit onto his Aaron. Not
Nabasag
all
na-
might to do
nabasag
with
na yung
for
mid,
this
nabasag pa
upcoming
yung
game
top.
here, but Check it out.
Okay. Sige, we'll take it. Thank you, Luna. Lahat ng kills natin, galing lang pag nag-engage yung AE. Weird. Wala bang tayo nag-engage?
Okay, if all of those spells
Para sa
were
atin yung
able to
tempo
be
ng team
coordinated
fight.
properly and stun locked him, with the Wings of Judgment doing that damage, they would have gotten the kill. Everything was just thrown, and like literally he was Matrix dodging everything.
He was dodging a lot of those things here, but that was the expense of his flash. So no flash for Dharma going into
5 seconds
the team fight.
Tyrant.
Not what you really want if you are a fan of WETRND esports here, but we do see some of the rotations
Okay,
here coming
mga trade
in for
na lang
Side of
mangyayari
WETRND.
dito.
They put their focus
Hindi
on this
confident ng
Shadow
WETRND contest
Overlord.
yung Tyrant.
And they're prioritizing
Op,
it.
na ulti,
True
Sansei,
right on
wait.
point on this one.
Naipit,
They're doing some work
mapapatay
with
kaya
that
nila.
board.
Aaron,
Icy Tail is
Higo,
stuck
patay.
into
Nice,
it, and
okay.
they do get the damage
Kaso wala na
with that
silang
Dueling
mababawasan
Death.
dito.
He's gonna dash away. Maze is
Ah,
there
Luna
on the
rin pala
side,
yung Luna.
providing that
Nice.
vision and opening
Free
it up
Overlord.
for the Shadow
Sana.
Vanguard.
Very clean board here coming in
Kaso
by
pababa
the
na.
side of WETRND esports.
I think
mid
masyado
laner
ng late
Aaron.
para
Once
i-contest
again,
yung Tyrant. Push top
clutching
na
it
lang,
up,
take top tier
lock
2.
into Getting Zunshao, getting Icy
Hindi na
Tail,
siya
forcing the trade to
Hindi
be
na
in
kayo abot dyan
favor
guys.
for the side
Top
of
tier 2,
WETRND.
push nyo na
Yeah,
lang.
Alter Ego just
Ah,
burning down the
sayang.
Shadow Tyrant as well. They want to do this quickly.
By the time sana
A
sabay
decoy
basag
getting
tapo.
back with using that ride the
Misplay,
wind to
misplay.
safety. And with these Vanguards pushing, okay, let me ask you a question. Do you
Free-
like
free
Shadow
Torrent na
Tyrant
nawala
better
pa.
than Shadow Overlord?
I think it comes down to
It's
what you're
okay,
looking
it's
for, right?
okay.
If you're looking for
1.5K
minion wave
AE.
pushing, definitely you would go for that
Isang
Shadow
pitik na lang yung
Overlord,
Torre sa
but
taas.
if you're forced to fight
Yan
for
yung good
one
news.
item, you're definitely
Op.
going for that Shadow
Ah,
Tyrant.
kita yata
because
si
you get the
Syndicate
buff
eh.
and you can fight the enemy over control for something else.
Wala, napatras.
Okay, all right.
Patience,
so everyone's a little bit
patience.
different because,
Kinol
at
na
this
yung
point,
Dharma
like,
pa mid.
WETRND really wanted that
WETRND
Shadow
looking for the
Overlord,
dive.
and they did pick that one up, but it's still one of those
Malaking
things
Overlord
where
sa
it's
taas,
like,
nabasag
okay,
na
it's part
yata.
of the overall strategy more than anything else.
Bubuga ng
They
Dragon.
do play their cross side, they do get that Shadow Overlord.
Back turn
That's
yung
what
mid,
makes
okay.
WETRND so smart,
First
right? They're
kill,
not
okay,
only
nice.
blindly going for that Shadow Tyrant.
Spriteling gaming,
You go
tayo
for
sa
that Shadow
Spriteling,
Tyrant,
no?
you have
Daya.
to go through multiple layers of vision that's being set up by the side of AE.
Yeah, they have a lot of that vision.
Okay,
I mean,
good
they have the
wave
lead
clear.
as well. They're up about 500 gold.
The gold
Again,
is
a bit of
dead
a wash at
even,
this
but
stage,
it's not
too much
good.
to worry about.
They
but
need more, they
need
need
to
more.
protect their jungle. That's when things are going to start to
3 items ay
accelerate
long,
in
yun
favor
ang
of
maganda.
either.
May armor pa na rin
But
siya.
right now, we're looking at a
Kaya niya
7-7 at
burst.
the 12-minute mark here with a slight lead towards Alter Ego here. Yet to have the
Syndicate
biggest
at the
fights to
side.
break out. But once we do have one of those, things could just go either way between these two teams.
And it's
Void
just
stuff for
basically
Luna
when Zen Xiao
completed.
is like, hey, I'm comfortable, I'm 6
Scary
slotted,
na yung
let's go.
Luna.
Right? I think they're just waiting for that moment. He's already hit level 15.
Arise going
He's
for the
starting to
tankish
kind of
build.
distance himself from Arise in terms of the net worth. He's got a 2K lead. He's got almost everything that he wants, but he probably just needs one more big item before he's really comfortable.
Potentially the Splendor that we talk about here, or like the Breakthrough Rope, or is that a Darfin as well? You're
Okay,
looking
okay,
at
okay.
almost 4 items completed on that log here. Once he completes that final item known as the Siege Breaker, he could be a potentially big deal here, going for the assassination, especially on towards the
Oh,
He has
huli.
put out.
Flash in by Maze. Is that too greedy? Pero mamamatay na, sayang. Di pa namatay. Si Rice pa yata yung mamamatay, pero naman napatay sila, iba? Okay, di ko lang paano na...
Pays for his sins.
Yung Sansei pa yung namatay. We'll take it.
Here coming in for the side of WETRND.
That
They
looks
do
scary,
engage
a
on
bit
towards
scary,
Yugi here,
pero
but the person
a kill is a
to
kill.
really get punished
We'll
on
take the free
is
kill.
those
Thank you very
attempts
much.
towards Icy Tail coming
Kaso
in
Luna,
with
papunta na
the
sa red.
engage
Dinago na
here.
yung
I
red.
gotta say, Maze
Au
with the
Yin ay
clutch
nakaabang
play of
kung
Suns
sino merong
saving
magpa-face
the
check.
jungle from danger.
Naghahanap siya ng pwedeng i-one-shot dito.
You gotta save your jungler more than
Meron naman siyang ulti just in case siya yung mahuli.
Right now, they have a slight
Darfin, Darfin. Huli. Hello? Flash out. Oh! Bumalik! What are you doing, Lil bro? Hindi siya napabawasan doon? Patayan, libre. Wow! Literal buy time si Idol ah. Bukan mo yan. Nice.
But top side though,
Kasi yung Luna
Suns out
nagtatrabaho.
here, utilizing the wave
Sinabla yung
to
wave.
crash into the base here.
Macha-choke
So
yung
that
Torre
is
ng
still
konti.
a decent advantage in terms of the map movement coming in for the side of AE, but Decoy, just like
Okay,
his
ano
name,
na lang,
acting as Decoy.
daan na lang sa pitas game. Daan na lang sa pitas for WETRND. I think at this point, WETRND will lose every front to back. They need to look for backline access every fight. Marami naman silang diver, pati ngayon lang pwede siya mag-dive eh.
Creating space
Yisin's
for
gonna be
the
important.
upcoming
Yisin
objective
ulti or
here.
Dharma
The first
ulti,
objective
either
that
or.
we are gonna have at the 14-minute mark will be that
Si-
Shadow
ano na
Overlord here
na-
as Maze takes an Imperial Order
Big sword na si
to face,
Darfin.
has to back away towards the
Siege breaker
tunnel
ba yan?
that WETRND esports set up in this
Oh,
top river.
Palo na yung long guys, sobrang sakit na yan.
By taking everything to the face,
Overlord.
As a roamer, sometimes you just need to provide that vision. You
Start
have so
ka
much
nila.
to say,
Oy,
but
may
now
nahuli
the
dito.
duel
Sino
set.
Luna?
There's
Is that
five
the Luna, my
Zen
friend?
Xiao
Yan ang
passive
pinakamagandang
response
target.
there.
Very good ka dyan,
Back
Syndicate.
into the case. The unending
Wala nang bawas yan. Patayin nyo ng Renji. Kahit back. Patay Sansei. Aaron 1 HP. Good passive usage. And the Renji, kahit back. Okay, nice.
down from all
Free
three.
objective. There we go, there we go. Yun lang talaga kailangan natin, guys. Kailangan natin makapitas. May nag-ult. Kala ko ano yan, Lua. Naratrata naman. No? Pwede nyo i-punish yan na wala pa Luna. Ayun, huli. Patay Renji. Asim ka. Asim ka. Buti na lang, ano to? Chogarino, good punish. Literal lahat ng flash na nagamit to. Pwede pa sila mag-tyrant. Yup. Okay lang yan kahit naka-primal. Wala namang contest yan. Patay pa Renji. Tapos nagpa-push pa yung waves. Kailangan nila sagutin yung muna yung waves. Okay. Bigla nagbago ang hangin. Dahil lang sa pagpitas ng Luna. Isa pang ganon. Isa pang ganon. Pag napatay nila Luna, atras na sila. Kahit ba. Kalma lang ulit. Pa-cooldown skill. Tapos rinse and repeat. Yun, biglang nagbago yung ihip ng hangin, men.
And right now, look at the bottom wave here. Vanguards are crashing into mid and bot side in favor for the side of WETRND as they're looking to take this.
Big Dragon, bubuga, low HP. Nice, basag. Lakas talaga bumasag ng long, no? Isang ASMR pa pag tumama yung 3-1 auto.
Location for the side of WETRND to really find their marker here. Zhenshao going in with the new moon has to back away
Dito
towards
napansin.
safety here, but they do in
Kasi
fact
may
survive
nanunumpa sa akin
against
ngayon
the
eh. Grabe
initial
sipin
Shadow
ko.
Vanguard pusher for the side of AE.
Debo sa'yo pa yung
Goal lead is
healthy
still
living.
about a 2,000 deficit. They still have those opportunities to really bring back the game to an equal.
But they do have wave clear.
Iti.
I think that's something that
Uy,
Alter
Syndicate,
Ego
kalma.
will be able
Hop.
to kind of rest their laurels on. They're gonna
Uy,
be
wait
able
lang.
to
Manadadive sa
comes
baba.
the
Patay
bomb.
Renji.
Once
Nice,
they go to
nice
the
ulti
backside,
by
but one QT is already
Aaron.
been down. Zhenshao to try
Yung
to
ano
find
na
the
lang,
one
yung Luna
versus
guys.
one.
Pansinin niyo yung
Aaron
Luna
has
sa
been
likod.
killed, and it looks like a
Okay
Rise
lang,
has
at
been
least
taken
napatay.
out,
Nabasag
but
nila yung
the
top.
top T3 has
You'll
been
take it,
gone
you'll take it.
on.
Nice,
And now
patay.
Zhenshao finally gets picked
Okay.
for a Rise and
Panalo
killed
na
as
yata
well.
to.
Icy Tail
Si Darfin lang
almost
medyo
goes in
mababa
without
HP.
mulberry
Di pa yata,
power.
di pa
And
yata.
now Maze is just
Unless
running
makahit nila.
away, and he will keep everyone up. The sustain
Pwede
is
pa nila
real.
yata basagin yung mid eh. Basta kayo kailangan lang pumarang sa barko
but
mid.
in the end, that's a
May sustain naman sila sa Yuan, may healing naman yung long.
7-1 and 4
Okay, nice
on
healing.
Darfin here. He is looking to end the
Ayun na,
game
barko.
with
Okay,
this
dito mama.
potential final
Okay,
push.
yun ang
As
kailangan
Decoy
nila.
gets
Nakakat.
set
Uy,
up.
naano sa gilid oh.
Finding Decoy, he's
Kaso
not
nakafocus
able to
sa
dash
base.
away.
Uy,
The
end
bar
the ball,
goes
end the
one
ball.
last time,
Wait, ang
but
tagal ng spawn.
Syndicate
5 seconds
taking
pa ni
it
Renji.
down. Roam lives do not matter.
End the ball to,
As he
end the
goes
ball, end the
there,
ball, end
but
ball.
Icy Tail
End
trying
the
to
ball.
eliminate it.
Patay
It
ang
doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Sanse. Isang
WETRND
buga, isang
will
buga.
take game
Bang!
number
Okay.
one.
Legendary performance
Nice.
here coming in from both
Thank you,
Aaron and
Luna.
Darfin here,
Salamat
setting
sa
up
counter
the
choke.
T5 for their
Game
team's
1
success
for
as
WETRND.
PKL
Nice,
fan
nice,
favorites
nice,
take
nice,
game
nice.
number
Okay guys, game number 2. WETRND versus AE.
So it's all about
WETRND shaky game number 1. Thank you sa sponsor Mr. Luna. We'll take it. Sana magamit na nila to as momentum going forward. Para tuloy-tuloy na. Para makapagpahinga tayo ng mapayapa for today's video. So it's gonna be the Dharma plus my yen for WETRND. Dito naman sa AE. Wow, Luna. Wait, Luna's okay, pero Augran talaga. So that's gonna be a free pay. Wala na silang pantapat sa pay. Unless may niluluto sila counter dito sa pay.
What's gonna be the priority pick now?
Or binibait nila yung early. Please,
Yeah,
WETRND, don't go early.
Again, you're kind of seeing what Alter Ego
Don't give
wanna
the pay
do,
for
and
free.
it's gonna
Just take the
attack
pay,
Orion
counter
as
the counter the
possible,
Mai.
taking away the Luna as well as the Ogre and both
Don't
heroes that
take
he
Mai,
likes to
please.
play.
If WETRND takes
And
Mai,
now
just
with that
FF
first
on
pick,
one.
again, you're probably
Insta.
looking for more like an Arlie, some sort of maybe some Byron, but
Thank
okay,
you.
Pays another one
Pay.
to really set the pace.
Okay, ano pang counter
Setting
nila
the
ng
pace coming in
AE?
for the side of Arise.
Ano pa ba
We see
super
how he's
high
able to
prio
really
pick na willing nila
maneuver
ibigay
around
yung pay?
teamfights on those tanks,
Ang
like the
nakikita ko
Global
lang,
tank, like the
Mai.
Monkey, for example, but coming into this
Mai Byron.
game number 2 of the Best
Deny
of
nila
5
yung,
series, he's
pay,
trying to show
ano,
a difference
pay
for the
combo.
draft here. We're starting to see some of the fighters here in terms of the Musashi, and then in game number 2, the entire draft is revolving around the jungle player
Oh,
for the side
okay.
of the Pepe.
Oh,
Look at Arlie,
okay.
that's
You've
okay.
mentioned about the Arlie.
That's not that
So,
strong. Just go Chano Byron, no?
Who do you think has a better
Take the
pick?
Byron
I
for
think
free.
it's gonna be Alter Ego because
Byron
the
for
power
free.
picks,
Plus,
having a Mai,
Chano.
and Arlie. But the good thing is that for WETRND, at least they
May
have
sagot sila.
this potential.
Hindi naman
or
nila
this
kailangan pumili ng
opportunity
mid
to
eh. Ang daming
counter
pwedeng
out
mid
these heroes.
magtapat dito sa Mai.
Diadem
Worst
could
case
be an
scenario,
option
mag-Milady
for them,
mid sila eh.
or probably another hero on the on the
Ano
clash
pa ba
lane
pwede pag hindi
as much as
magbabayron?
possible.
So you have two
Ayun
power
lang talaga
picks
eh.
by Alter Ego. I mean,
Yup,
you're talking about
just
the Arlie and the
don't
Mai,
make
of
life
course,
difficult.
but Pay at the same time.
With Mai, you
was
need
actually those
panlaban
targets
sa early
very
game.
juicy,
That's
right?
perfect.
So it
Pay
really comes
Byron
back to
Chano para di
Yumi's
maka...
play on the Mai. How much
Di
pressure,
makasayaw
how much
yung
presence?
Mai.
Is he able to defend his own jungle? Because he needs
R3
to
pick
keep
for
him away.
AE.
I totally agree with what you have mentioned so far because my Shiranui, yes, it is high in terms of the priority,
Zamfei.
but it comes
Hindi
down
sila
to the
jungler.
execution of the player itself.
What's their jungler?
Does he have the micro
So
ability
tanggalin nyo yung
to pump
possible
up the
pwedeng
big plays that
magkupal
we talk
dito.
about? The
Jing,
multi-man
maybe.
kicks, the multi-man setups, that comes in the form of newbie in that mid lane.
Kasi pwedeng gawin ng AE, magpa-pressure lang tong my Arlie, tas Jing. Ang tanong ko, nag-Jing tong si Sen Zhao.
That clash lane pretty much owned. Now you're
Pag
almost
AE naman,
able
ibaban
to
ko,
be able to
yan po.
invade whenever
Okay.
you want. You have a lot of pressure here.
Front line, I guess, tsaka crowd control.
As much as possible, they want to speed things up for this
Aaron naman,
Arlie,
pwede
so
siya
at least they
mag-
have
Maraming
Shredder
option.
all
The
throughout
easiest is
the
Lady Zen
game,
Xiao
since you
Qiao.
have tanky heroes on the side of
I think that's the
Yang Hu has
easiest
been banned
two picks.
for this
Oh,
one. Even
Agudo.
Agudo,
Agudo's
so
okay.
there is
Not the
a
worst.
restriction now or limitation in terms of the heroes that can be used on the jungle. So I was
Lam,
thinking
Jing.
probably a Jing or not unless AE will ban
Clash
that one out and
lane,
have another hero that they can
AE.
use. Because Lolia
Pagtapat sa Byron,
and Yang Jan is
Mayen.
still
Hindi,
open. I'm
Mayen's
just
ban.
not sure if
So
they
that's
will
free.
take that
Byron nga, no?
out.
Naban pala Mayen.
Dia has been banned by
So
Alter
Jaja,
Eagle.
tanggal na mga stuns.
It's kind of funny there was a situation that happened.
Musashi.
Ultra
Ayun,
Eagle
I like the
banning
Musashi
out
ban. Good
Ogren
job,
and just
WETRND.
attacking Orion,
Musashi naman's
but
perfect.
Ogren is kind of looked at
Kasi
as the counter to the pay. where
yan na
you
lang
just slow the
feel
game
ko na
down, you win
maganda
clear,
synergy
yeah,
sa
and then you have this
comp ng
late game
AE.
monster when Ogren's ready. And so they banned it themselves and they're like,
Okay,
actually, crap,
AE,
we might
what's
be
your
the best,
answer?
but we don't have a good counter pick here.
Patty.
For the side of LG Eagle,
Papi,
they will
Guan Yu.
definitely need to put some focus on
Ano kulang nila, mid? Hindi.
But there are still
Jungler.
the heroes like the
Yung jungler talaga di ko
like
gets.
Musashi. There are traditional counters here, but Musashi has been locked away coming in for
Kasi
WETRND.
laban yung Musashi. I think there's a good Musashi kung open yan.
Yao!
Yao!
Getting out first Yao of the
Yao,
tournament.
Yao, Yao. First
Okay,
Yao.
for Alter Ego, and we saw the reaction for some
Huling
of the
Yao
players
nakita ko si Kai
from
Migi
Alter Ego after the
sa
finish.
PKL playoffs,
This
Clash
is
Lane.
gonna be a choose
But it can
strat,
also
if
be
I
placed
might
in the
say, for
jungle.
Alter Ego. A specific
So yan ang
player or
pantapat nila sa
specific hero
AP.
that could counter out the heroes of a WETRND.
Okay, I'm
And
very
now we're
interested to
looking
see
at
the
their
matchup.
hero
If
composition of
ever
WETRND.
jungle Yao
They're
yan
still
or
lacking, their mid
sinesave nila for
and
last pick.
support duo. Already
So
has
2
been
picks for
banned. We still
WETRND.
have
I think
other
just Lady
options.
Zen Xiao
Yuan
Qiao
is not part
plus
of that because it was them who used that
kung na
on
support.
a game
Sakir.
number 1. So you want crowd control
For
as much as
healing, they need
possible to
CC.
stop the Arlie and be upfront against the Mai.
I'm not 100% sold on the Yao pick. If I'm going to be completely honest.
Ooh. Okay,
plus
she.
you have the
Mosey.
crowd- the
Okay, Mosey is
crowd
good.
control, the most-
Di
and
ko
the
lang
she-
nakikita
being
masyado
picked
ng
up here,
Mosey
and
si
it's gonna make,
Maze, but
you know,
it makes
this,
sense.
Zen
She also is
Xiao's
good,
Yao
but
even
it's
harder
an
to
all-in
play
hero.
and to get away. I mean,
Whether
yeah, you have Return to Dust,
she kasi either
but
game-changing
you
yung
get
mga
control,
huli mo,
you're gonna get
or wala
stunned
kang
like all
nahuli,
hell,
tas wala
and
kang
then there's
kwenta.
so much damage
So
on top
Aaron's
of
willing
you,
to take
you're
the
just gonna get blown
gamble.
up.
You're playing with fire
And
game, you're
WETRND,
gonna
they
add
have
the
good
Yao
single
here. So
target.
Yao
Pag may
could
napitas,
potentially still be a
automatic
flex pick here.
deads.
We've seen players
So
like
AE last pick. What's the last pick, Guan
the
Yu?
L side, they do play the Yao Clash Lane
Okay,
as well,
okay,
so
okay.
it's still an open
So it's
angle
a
here, but
Yao jungle.
Definitely deny
Very
going in
interested
for
to
the
see,
Guan Yu
but I
last
like,
pick.
honestly, I like
this
WETRND
Guan
comp
Yu,
more.
again, another layer of
May
crowd
such a
control.
bait.
Let's
Okay,
move
what's
up towards the
happening?
storage.
23
Game
seconds
number
agad
2,
at
this is
naglalag
Alter
ang
Ego
kuya mo.
versus WETRND.
Lag!
Casters, it's your time.
Okay, what's
So much,
happening?
Chantal. As we
Level
get
1
into
play,
this
walang
one
nangyari,
goal,
nagki-clear lang ng
I
mid,
am not
Arlie's in the mid
100%
lane,
sold on
preventing
Yao.
any possible
Unless that
invade kasi
Yao
Pei
is
yung
just some
kalaban.
Yao god that
Zhang
just
Fei
takes
going for
over
the
game.
smite,
I want
and there's
some,
no
dirt, so to speak, on this.
baboy.
Return to dust.
Walang mga
All
agaw
these
ng
plays
baboy
coming in
dito.
from Zen Xiao will be quite
Arlie
interesting
biglang
here, but
nagro-rotate
early
sa
game
taas.
invasions here coming in for the side of LG Ego here. They do get
Okay,
that
fina-funnel
early
nila,
priority
kinukuha yung
on the
ibon.
side of
Aaron's here to
right
contest.
now.
Makukuha
Starting
kaya
to
niya?
see
Hindi,
more of
nakuha
these
ng
pressure
Arlie.
here,
Pero
but
naipit
one
yata
UP
si
getting
Tropa.
caught out.
Yeah,
Patay
there's
dyan si
no
Toot.
Dior, but I think
Wala.
he's gonna be
Si
fine.
Syndicate,
Heroic
yun lang,
charge,
nahila
that's
siya.
gonna be on point. Syndicate has the
Uy,
flash away.
parang nalugi ang
Starting
WETRND
things
dun ah.
off very strong. We knew
Napa-flash
these
si
teams like
Syndicate,
to
low
fight.
HP na
They're
siya.
gonna go at minute 1.
Very aggressive stuff coming
Pwedeng
in
i-punish yan
for
mamaya.
so
Pei
far,
clearing
but
the mid
burning
lane.
flash on top
Kaso
of
pipitikin siya ng
Syndicate
Arlie,
here.
kailangan niya mag-out.
Wanting to see
It's
in
okay,
his
just
own
need to
parts of the
farm.
game. And right now,
Kaso nga lang, the
Sunshine
positioning is
already
bad.
level 4. All
May
members
Nvidia
coming in
Red.
for WETRND
Pero
on
Aaron
top
gets the
side.
first blood
Might
top
just
side,
have
that's
to
good.
give away
So
this
isa
Crimson
sacrifice
Buff.
nila,
On towards
red
the flip
buff.
side. First blood
Para
already
sa
for
first
the side of
blood.
WETRND.
You know what? I'll take it.
He's gonna,
Oh my
you
God,
know,
dalawang
sacrifice
captain na
his
wala
life,
sa
so to
kanila.
speak, giving up first blood, but the Crimson Golem is
Kaya
gonna be
even
taken
gold pa
up
din
by,
kahit first blood.
Zen
Kasi
Xiao, so I
no
think
big
that they're
caps
gonna
are
be happy
taken.
with this. And look at,
No red
again,
buff for
they're
Pei.
trying to funnel as much farm
Buti na lang
into
talaga
Xiao's
napatay nila yung
spot.
Guan Yu sa taas.
Yep,
Kasi kung di na napatay yun, luging-lugi sila sa trade. Kaalam ko ni combo, cannon blast sabay
I mean,
hila.
also you have one TUT,
Okay.
right? Like on the early, you always have like that late game
That's not
hero,
bad.
right? So you have another option, which is key. Right, it really comes back to
Kailangan
you
nila
on
alagaan
this
si
one. You're
Arise
rightly
mamaya.
pointing out the fact that he needs to have a good game.
Importante, nakalamang na si Syndicate sa lane. Uy, napa-frenzy ah. Ano yun? Dalawang isip, napatras bigla. Okay, free frenzy used.
Really aggressive stuff here coming in from
Mid
the
lane
AD
shove in
marksman.
favor of
I mean,
AE.
needs to just kind of
Wag lang
just keep on
maka-early
pace
tong
right
Mai.
now. I mean, the Darfin Chano could be a potential problem, especially when you're looking at the
Feel
army.
ko 10
It's one
minutes
of
yung
those
timer
things
ng
that's
Mai.
looked
Pag
at
wala
as
siya
like a
nagawa
portable
before 10
counter,
minutes, okay na.
But
Pag wala siyang kill,
all about execution at this point.
wala na.
For the side of AE, if we were to
Mahirapan
talk
na siya
about
sa game.
the overall power spike, it will come in the form of 2 to 3 items. The 1 TUT when Zhen Xiao gets
Pero may
going,
mga
or
targets
side
yung Mai,
WETRND, they need
Yun
to
lang
play
ayoko sa
around
Shi kasi
Darwin and
dali patay yung
Arise's
Shi.
tempo. Once these two
Pero
start to get
pag
items
maganda
going
naman quest,
around
why
the
not?
minute mark, that's where WETRND are starting to look even better here. But so far, both teams in the early game playing towards their own comfort.
And you're looking
Ladies
at
and
what
kasi
Zhen
pwede
Xiao's
niya
doing. I mean, he actually had a level
i-stun yung
advantage.
sarili
Orize
para
just hit
in-bull.
level 6. So if there's any
Maganda
sort
pa
of
utility, puro
dolence right
pamasok
now,
tong
I mean,
ano.
he's keeping on
Lahat sila
pace
papasok,
because
legit,
Orize
yung
on the play
AE.
is gonna do
Oh,
some work. Here's
ulti,
the
use
umbrella
kay
upper,
Maze,
the
napa-flash.
away Maze.
Respect
It looks
flash
like
yun,
a
ah.
stampede, but he
Kala,
left
oy,
inside the
Zangpi,
box.
what are you
He
doing,
went a
bro?
little too far,
Wala,
plus
nagkamali
York,
sila ng
and
ano,
Decoy goes down
coordination.
yet again.
I have many question marks, but that
Thank
was
you,
not
Mr.
on my list.
Decoy.
Decoy. And that's a bit of a
Yung
decoy
Mai
play
nga,
that we talked
akala-
about here. Does sacrifice himself.
Uy,
It
wait
was
lang,
very
namatay si
good
Aaron. What?
by
Huh?
Aaron.
Oh,
Being
they-
Ba't
taken
nandun
down
si
as
Aaron?
well at
What are we
enemy
doing,
space.
guys?
Yeah, I mean,
Calm
I
down.
think that they're going to be
Hello?
okay with that. But again, Decoy
kailangan
with that
magmadali.
uncharacteristic play, just dive in the tower
kills
with
pala
the
si Aaron, no?
stampede under, and he was just controlled and locked in. I mean, probably
Play
not what you
shoving
want
here
to do
for
to
both
give your enemy
side.
team more farm.
Arise,
Maybe not
going for
what
the
you want
clear.
to do here, but still a peaceful early game thus far.
How's the
More
gold?
fighting compared to what we've seen from
Yaw, wala
game
pang
one
nagagawa.
performance. But if you're WETRND,
Just
if you're
calm
out
down
to
for the
Eagle,
buy, guys.
it's still
Ayun, kita na
at
yung
a
Mai.
very early stage of the game.
Uy,
As
Syndicate,
Icy
calm
Tail
down.
push back onto
May
his
flash
Syndicate.
naman siya.
Yeah,
It's
the
okay.
force field suppression.
Pero
though,
Arise
Syndicate
is
doing
here
some
also.
serious work. Icy Tail
Okay, good
lifted
clear.
away. He got the
TP
worst
mid.
on that
Oh,
one, but now
oh my
Darfin
God, what's
taking
happening?
some
Ba't
damage to
nalilugi
life.
yung
That's
ano?
one TUT,
Alam
and
ba
this is
lamang
why
Chano sa
armies
early?
are very scary.
Or
Very
may,
scary.
may
One
maling
TUT
nangyari.
might be in danger here. Has
Okay,
to
not
use
bad.
the lead step
Napa-ulti
back
nga lang si
towards
Darfin.
David here. No
Oh,
one
start
Rhino
to Tyrant,
Alpha is
isang
coming
mabilis
in
na
for
kuha.
Decoy for this forfeit
Yan,
fight.
kuhin nyo na agad.
Zhen
Double
Xiao
marksman kayo.
not wants none of this. He's backing away. He's going
Kaya
for
na
his
yun talaga yung meta
goal.
ngayon eh.
Too far
Hindi kayo
ahead.
pwede
I mean,
malate
the
sa
damage
Tyrant.
is unreal. They had the
Pag
right
naka-prio,
positioning,
start
so
agad.
WETRND making them pay, taking that first big neutral. The Tyrants, I love that one to kind of really accelerate their farm.
Gives you more
Hindi, wala
damage.
pa masyadong gagawin
Way
Mai, no?
clear. It allows
Parang
side
pangat
of
na nag-blind
Horizon
Mai sila.
Darfin
Walang
to
kasama
use
na
these
early
items
game na
by
pwedeng
even
i-tandem.
earlier, but more
Wala
pressure
silang
being put
tandem sa Mai
against
eh.
one TUT in towards this firmly as we see. This
Which
Decoy
is,
getting
you know what?
pulled
I'll
into the
be
arms here.
happy.
Might
Uy,
be
uy, uy, uy.
potential engage that we
Ulti.
see on
Nice.
towards
Ay,
the side
natamaan
of
pa din.
The end, and now
Yun
here
lang.
he comes.
Huh?
Ruby making that
Nadodge na
play,
yun,
and
ah.
just the tip of the
Sayang.
umbrella upper, and Maze
Nadodge
walks
siya
into
tapos
that one,
bumalik siya
stuns
yata
himself.
tapos
He
nandun siya
tried
na
to
stun.
sidestep, but the
Labo.
whiff of that ultimate is just so
Swerte naman
darn
yun.
big here. Really good punish coming in from
No
Decoy,
flash Mai, though.
finding a good play against Maze in that bottom lane.
Yeah, it's not always about the size.
Cover
it's
lang
about
si
the
Aaron,
motion,
just in
the
case
ocean,
dive siya.
or, something like that. I don't know where
Nawawala
really
pa rin
goes.
yung Mai.
But, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
will
it just
cover
got
mid.
caught out on that
Gold
one.
of
I mean, I think
junglers
that's
is
gonna
the
be huge for
same.
them, but
So,
Alter
hindi pa
Ego,
na-outfarm
nice
ni Arise
rotation by
si
Newbie. He needs
Senjao.
to have more of that.
More
Okay
of
lang,
the
farm
side
lang.
lane pressure being
okay.
generated by Newbie
Sila
is
namang
what
scaling, by
exactly
the
we
way.
want to be seeing. So, one kill does
Kasi
go
a bit
over
even
the
lang.
hands of the side of one
Wins lang.
TUT. That puts a bit of a comfort for fans coming
Depende
in from
lang sa engage talaga nitong EA. Kasi lahat sila papasok eh. Kaya gusto ko Lady Zen, Xiaoqiao.
But it's up to WETRND to really respond.
Maganda Shi kapag
Arise with that
puro
early
ano yung
game lead,
kalaban,
not really
mid-range.
doing what Pei should be doing, and that's kind of invading
kailangan
and
mo
making it
abutin.
uncomfortable. And you're seeing Zhen
Tas mahila pa
Xiao
balik.
in the enemy jungle.
taking away another
Okay,
zero
pina-force
goal
yung
from the
Torre.
hands
Basag
of
yung
the
bot.
WETRND
Kita
junglers.
nila basag.
You can
Atop
start
na basag.
seeing this mid lane.
Pero pala
He
trade
and
naman yung bot,
Hardy
so it's
Fiesta
fine naman
coming
for
in
one trade.
both of these teams to really
Goodly
start
though in
working
favor of
these resources,
AE,
find those
but
big
not that
fights.
much,
When
so
you
it's
get the
okay.
push, that's
Tyrant
how
to
you
be
get
taken
things
by the
going.
Yao.
And I like it how Zhen Xiao has been rotating across the map.
Pero
It seems like this is a
nakakasabay yung gold yung Yao.
counterplay for,
So
against
it's a
the Pei,
possible
who's
counter pick.
very mobile himself.
Pag
Zhen
nanalo
Xiao is
tong
almost
Yao,
keeping
gagamit
step
ako ng
by
Yao sa
step,
RG.
almost outfarming
Marunong naman
and
ako
doing
niyan,
a
madali lang
great
yan,
job
two
keeping
stocks
us
lang.
As we approach towards the mid game, we start
Okay,
to
another
see
trade na
more of
naman
these
for
maps
top side,
being split
for
up
bot
between these
side.
two teams. You can see.
Huwag lang
focus
mabasag yung
on
mid ng
towards
WETRND,
WETRND
we're
is
all-
towards
we
Darwin
are
and also
all
Orion.
right.
Focus on towards Alter Ego is to allow one TUT to get this absolute side lane domination.
Okay, Vision, kita yung dalawa. Syndicate, hahanapin yung Guan Yu. Di siya makabuelo dito. Nice stun. Nice Hila. Overburst yata siya. Nice kill. Kaso nga lang nabay, nakapasok. Ultimate by Maze. Flash in. Papunta sa kanya. Very beautiful. 1 by 1 pumapasok yung AE ha. Maganda na para sa atin. Kahit low HP natin. Uy, pumapasok. Kinagat. Pinatay. Wow, what a engage dito sa early. Hindi na pinalaro, and that's a huge win for WETRND. Dadamay pa yung Zhangfei, oh. Piso. Yung Yao, walang bawas. Ano yun? Tayo sumayaw yung Yao, walang bawas sa play. Hello? Play pa yan, ha? Where it all started. Saan ba nag-start yun? May nag-engage eh, tapos na-bosset eh.
But Zen Xiao like sacrifices his own
Si
body
Guan
for
Yu.
decoy, right? He gets hit by that cannon blast. If he sidestep that, decoy goes down.
Di pa
So
ready
he
Aidon,
saves
nice
his
engage
friend,
para
his
sa
buddy,
WETRND.
and keeping
Good
him alive.
punish, good
So again,
punish.
it's all about the extensions. It's about the small
Nagsimula
minor
kay
plays,
Icy
but now
Tail.
Alter Ego down.
Nung na-perma
The
si Guan Yu
value
niya,
coming
di na
in
siya
by the shield and
nakapagbuelo.
also the modes coming into these fights, we can start to
Ayun,
see Syndicate catching on towards Ice.
Hindi na siya nakagalaw, oh.
Tapos
wala nang ulti Zhangfei, yung Mai pumasok mag-isa. Wala pang follow-up.
The redirection coming in from Maze really set the tone of the team fight, allowing
Okay,
WETRND
okay.
to come out on top.
Nabaliktad ang mundo, 1k gold lead bigla sa blacklist. Looking more confident. Especially against this Mai. Yan, kailangan niyo talunin yung Mai para magko-confidence kayo. Na pwede niyo i-open yung Mai, tapos, uy, wait lang, nasa slender si Aaron. Kaso patay pa rin yata siya. Out of position, yun lang. Nabati ko, guys!
Splendid to dodge away the
Sorry.
Really good reaction, but there was no follow-up. There
10
was
seconds
no
before the
power
Tyrant
to
spawns.
Save Aaron, so
Pero baby pa
Kinda wasted
Tyrant
still, I
pa
gotta
naman,
say.
so they can give it if they want.
You got something out of
Pero
it.
kung
You got
gusto
that kill.
pilitin yung
Aaron is
mid
down,
lane,
and now they have to somehow
Guan Yu sa the
defend.
side,
Look at how
Syndicate.
Icy Tail. Look
Tama
for
na zone
that
lang.
flank, that mid T1
Paygat
and
sa top
half
side,
life.
bukit
And I think that they will
kukunin
be
ng top
fine
side.
in the
Wait.
Darfin here going
Darfin,
for an aggressive
nag-aasim.
push.
Okay,
Does not
dito
find
mama
his
yung
marker
ulti
here.
ng
Forced
Mai.
to back away towards safety
Tear to
here
top,
as
broken.
this is unfolding.
Wala,
It's
traded by
forced to
Yao.
come towards the bottom side. Both
Tamang
junglers
trade lang
looking
ng
for
both
those
squads.
towers.
Yeah, and
Tyrant
actually
is still
Arise
up for
used
the
that
next
space
minute
just
bago
all
ma-enhance
the way
siya.
to the T3 even.
1 HP na yung
Icy
Guan
Tail
Yu,
is
nahihirapan
very
siya
low
pa
if he
dito
wanted to
paglaban
have
sa
gone, but
pay.
with Newbie there, it doesn't look like
Okay, I like
Arise
it.
really wants
Yan,
to
balawin
fight.
nyo lang sila,
He's gonna
naka-pay
use
kayo
that
eh.
split push to his advantage, creating space.
Yun,
Now
free Tyrant
Fire.
tuloy. Nice.
Yeah, so far coming into
Thank
this
you.
game, I do have to say,
Thank you very much.
WETRND, although the goal lead is not that big, but before 10 minutes, so far the map movement is still
Tamang
in
shove pa
favor
rin.
coming in by the PKL fan favorites.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've been moving around. I mean, using Arise, he has about a 600 gold lead over Zen Xiao, who again has done well. Let's be honest on this
Pushing the both
Yao.
side.
The impact hasn't been there because
May
the team
hindi na
fights haven't really
nakaikot,
been
oh.
going their way.
Pag
But
yung Mai na
WETRND
force
now
na
putting
defensive
a pressure
maganyan,
on all
mag-tower
fronts.
tower
Needs
hug.
to find a good
Ibig
flank
sabihin,
angle. He cannot
nawawala
be
na
the
siya ng
one
kwenta. Ito na,
to
wala
fall
wala
first
siya na
in the
snowballan.
fight because that
Magta
removes
10 minutes na.
the backline pressure
Outskilled
getting
na
the
siya
fight.
kahit
Guan
si
Yu
yan.
over to
Naka-splendor
the
nga
side
si
for
Aaron first
Chano,
item eh.
or the side of Shi,
Para
or the
lang
side
di
of
ma
WETRND.
one shot.
A lot of different options of where you
Dami
want to
kasi
go,
pwede
but the
manghuli
top
sa
lane is
kanya.
gonna be pushing here.
Playing
Arise
it
is gonna be
safe.
back in his own jungle.
Ang susi dito ng AE is the early.
Constantly farming, taking what they can.
Or kaya
Alter Ego
Guan
on
Yu.
the hand. It looks like they want to rotate. They want some sort of action. They want a team fight, but they can't find one.
Wala, late
We're
na naman
looking
ng
at split
Pilipinas.
map positions here coming
Yung Yao
in.
nakaabang na
Both
sa likod,
teams
just in
as waves
case.
are starting
Mai
to be set up
magti-TP.
prior to the 10th minute mark. 10th minute
So
mark
now
is
WETRND
start.
have
We start to see these shadow
vision
objectives
kung
as
saan-
Oh, they
engaged.
go in
Oh!
for the storm strike.
Huli! Patay early! Okay. Sugar na win na yan. Pag napatay early, di ko na alam paano napatay. But we'll take it. Mai is also dead. Madami na yung Zhangfei. Patay Zhangfei. Namatay nga lang si Arise, but it's worth it kung maubos nila yan. Patay din yung Mai. And the ball? Patay yung buhay pa si Aaron. Nice. Nakapag-flash out pa.
Wonderful
Kaso walang
engagement
minions sa
game
taas.
coming in from Syndicate,
Si boss,
finding one,
Zen
two,
Xiao na lang
those
natitira.
fights, and then
Daya kasi
Maze
ginagawa
coming
niya,
in
pasok-pasok,
with
tas
disengage
sabay
to
ulti out eh.
bail Aaron out
Scared.
towards safety here.
Ayaw mag-full
Even though
commit.
Zen Xiao was last
But we'll
to
take
fall,
it.
but still,
2k gold lead.
3 to
Plus
4
free
in
Tyrant.
favor for
Ano
side
na
of
to?
WETRND.
Enhanced Tyrant ha?
I mean, the lead is gonna start to
Ingat lang
grow
sila,
a
baka
little bit. It's about
may lumitaw na Yao.
1.5K.
But if you
The
look at the
Shadow
map,
Tyrant,
umakyat
the
na
first
yung
of the
Yao.
game, and Alter Ego
Makita
are
ni Aaron na
nowhere in
ini-start na
position.
nila.
There's no way they can defend.
Any
Let's
contest?
take a look at the top side
Kung
here.
ibibigay lang nila, top 4 bot objectives.
So, coming out of that
So,
fight,
Overlord
Zen Xiao
for
did find
Alter
beautiful
Ego,
return kills on the
Tyrant
side of
for
Arise, on the side of
Trend.
Darfin. That allows
Macro
this
is in favor of
overall to be
Alter Ego,
traded
pero
with
the
Tyrant.
team fights are in favor of Trend kasi meron
Understanding
siyang
that, hey,
Tyrant
actually
buff.
we're down, but I cannot lose the value, right? I need to get something out of this one. We know where we
Okay,
trend is
tamang
going to
shove
be.
sa
Yeah, you got
taas.
the Shadow Tyrant, probably a better
For
overall
AE.
value, but you're getting something.
They're just
at the end
protecting
of
one
the day.
squad of the
Getting
jungle, no?
something, and that something allows you to have
AE.
map pressure
Di na
on
sila
the map.
nagpa-farm sa
One side
second
of
side
WETRND,
nila.
their attack
Or
will
dahil-
slow down, and they
Ewan ko.
will not be able to maximize that goal lead coming in with that Shadow Tyrant.
Yeah, it's all about that gold lead right now. And WETRND right now need to play with the lead. They need to change things up, put a little bit even more pressure
11
on.
minutes.
Alter Ego, on the other hand, need to counter this. They know what's going to happen.
May
These Vanguards
na-face check
are
ba dyan
there,
sa
so they're
baba sa
going
may
to try
Zhangfei?
to use that to create even more space.
Space created is what we are talking about
Wala,
in
wala,
this
wala.
board right now. You can start to see Zhenxiao is always on the flanking angles
Shadow
here.
Vanguard
He's looking
used.
for Darfin and Aaron here. Once they
TRND still up for the next 30
their spells in
seconds.
terms of the flash, in terms of the
Will
spreader,
WETRND
that's
find the
where
team fight?
Zhenxiao
They need to
comes
start
in,
it with
swoops in
the
some kills, swoops in some
Shi.
damage, force them to
Shi yung
back away from
magdidikta
these
ng team
fights.
fight.
That's
Unless
how
mag-flash-flash
LGD
din si
can
Syndicate.
find a way in these team
Silang
fights.
dalawa lang pwede
Use
maglaban.
that Shadow Vanguard
Si
as
Miz
well
more
to
on panggulat na lang siguro
put
sa
that
ulti niya,
pressure
follow-up.
on Zen
from
Xiao.
Protect.
He's got two of his buddies nearby. They're looking for a fight. They want to go. And they're not going to find anything, but they're going to
Okay.
put this pressure on this top T2. One TUT all by himself.
Basag yung
Slow
tier 2 top, wala
mechanical
silang nakuha
mid-game
doon.
here thus far, coming in for both of
WETRND
these
playing it
teams,
safe yet again.
respecting the timers here. Syndicate
Here we go
finding a
again,
bit more
guys.
of these vision games
Not
here, but
confident
taking
of
away
what's
Darvin,
happening.
they're
The macro
getting
is so...
punched. It's
The macro is so
on his health.
scared.
Yeah, Zen Xiao doing the work of
Ang lakas ng
God,
scaling
so to
ng
speak.
EO.
Umbrella Outburst just
Well, not
just
really.
flips
Mas
it.
malakas scaling
Syndicate,
nyo
that
or
is. Zen
even
Xiao
lang.
is potentially
Dito
going in,
naman.
finding
Oh,
Maze.
pumitik yung
And down
Guanyu.
the road,
Mapapatay
Charge
yata.
pushing him
Splendor
away.
by Aaron.
Aaron's
Guanyu
trying to
goes
get
down.
alive, but Icy
1 for
Tail,
1 so
he's
far.
gonna go down. The box
Pumitik na rin yung
is
Mai.
down, but
Mai is
Nuvi
dead.
goes down as well.
Stun will go to
And now
mid.
they wanna go
Pero
for
may
Syndicate.
nagtatrabaho sa baba.
Force
Si
the
Arise.
pressure is not gonna be
Pinapasag na
enough.
yung tier
Alter
3.
Ego is
Kailangan
making
niya.
it happen.
Kailangan
This
nila
Zen Xiao
cancel.
has been
Cancel the ports.
amazing, but
Yung Yao
Arise
papabalik
looking
na.
to end this
May end
game.
ba ni
It's gonna
Arise?
be a bit of a
It's
face
the back
fight.
door.
Arise
It's the
is
back
gonna
door.
go for the crystal,
It's the back
and
door.
Arise
Tapos.
from the back
Oh
door
my
takes
goodness.
this game.
200
I
IQ
have
play
no
kay
idea
Arise.
Arise was
Focus
going
sa
for
goal.
that tackle. It was
Sige,
looking
dadayvan
so
niyo
good
ako.
coming in from
Dadayvan
Alex
yung
Ego
tier 3
Esports, but
namin.
think about
Tatapusin
it.
ko yung laro.
Where was the pay?
Goodbye
He was
time
on
for
a
WETRND.
secret
Good macro
undercover
play.
mission, and he
It was
found
looking
the crystal, and
scary.
he found game
Not
number
gonna
2
lie, it was looking
for
scary
the
for
side of
WETRND. The later the
Esports.
game goes
Everyone was
on.
so focused
Pero
on
good job sa kanila.
Alter Ego.
At the end of the day,
Okay,
that's
guys,
almost
game number
unforgivable
3.
to be in that situation.
Wait,
You're almost
2-0
able
na
to
pala
close it
WETRND.
out. You gotta be-
So
you're
close.
tasting
3-0, is it a
victory,
sweep?
but then it gets
Similar
taken
to
away
Blacklist,
like that
2-0.
lollipop, and now I want a lollipop.
Okay, I'll
Pale,
give you lollipop later on.
Yuan
Don't
out
worry.
dito sa
Let's
AE.
now have the draft.
Luna,
Again, the blue
Arlie.
side is gonna be
Ogran first
WETRND,
pick, I like it.
and
Very
AE
strong.
is gonna be on the red side. So, Ogran
Dharma though,
finally has
pwede
been
sa AE.
opened
Pwede kunin
on
ni
this, and it
tropang
was prioritized by WETRND.
Icy Tail.
So what's gonna be the answer of
Nag-Dharma na ba
Alter
tong
Ego?
AE?
It seems like for me,
Di
in
pa,
terms
no?
of the picking
Pero di nila
sequence
kailangan kunin
of
agad
the
eh. Si Syndicate
teams,
nag-Dharma
it's
na game 1
worth
eh.
having the power pick instead
What
of
can they get?
having the
Aoyin
counter,
for AE?
as early as possible. So it's gonna be long
Oh,
and
yun nga.
even Lady
Long pa
Zen
din nakalagay dyan, no?
for this
Lady
game,
Zen,
probably
early Lady Zen
targeting
para sa
the
kanila.
heroes
Interesting.
of Aaron,
So,
since,
ibig sabihin,
Aaron
walang
is
prio
also
pick tong
using this
AE.
hero.
They want to
It's been
play
a
her
give and take
counter.
situation whereby you take away the Lady Zen over the hands of Aaron.
Or they're
and then
planning
you're also
R3.
utilizing the Lady Zen to really put
Kasi
against
counter nga pala
Ogran
sa
in the
Ogran
counter
yung
department.
Lady
Once he comes
Zen.
in with the Conductor of Souls,
Okay.
use that ultimate to
Para di
really
rin maagaw.
disengage your team from that jungle pick.
Okay, good point on that.
Possible
So now
Jing
for
third pick for
WETRND,
AE. May nakakita ko sa nila.
Probably okay.
Pwede rin
Well,
yun,
fast
Nua.
answer, by the
Tatapatan
way,
nila ng poker,
on
you know?
this,
Going for the
and
siege.
Is this the first time we will see Anua for this?
Kapag di nag-Jing tong
I think
AE,
first
ipitin niya na.
time.
Yesterday we had-
definitely
Yeah,
saw
yesterday
games.
we had.
Agudo.
I'm not sure if we
Agudo's-
saw today. It's been a
I
bit
think
of
it's
a
okay.
haze in that sense.
Yeah,
But,
and we
you
had
know,
many games today.
Yeah. And
But
also,
Ogran
I mean,
should
if
be
you're
able
looking at this
to
draft, though,
handle
they're
it.
kind of locking in the cores. Obviously, the jungler is
Pareha
something
sa
that
team
you
may,
wanna kind of
may
prioritize in
siege.
the second phase. But they're saying,
So
hey,
now both
we
teams
know
need
what you
to
got,
sustain.
the Lung, you know, the mid, we're gonna counter pick those
Eh,
here.
nag-iwan na-
I mean, you have that
nag-iwan na
range
ba tong,
advantage with the new
itong
one,
wala
so
ko,
that's
nag-iwan
gonna
na
give
tong
them a
AE.
bit of an edge. Plus, you
Ay,
kind of get the pick off.
Hindi pala
If
iwan,
that dragon
Sakir.
lands in the right spot and you get that
If
annihilation,
I'm AE,
you
I
might
go
get
for
one
Sakir or
hit
Jaja.
gold, so to speak.
Yeah, when he lands down on the
Or,
coming
can
in
just
from
go
the
for
low, he
Liang
just
Po
slides
also.
them down with your annihilation. It's
Dolya
either he
ba?
flash or he just dies.
Wala nang kay Yang Jan Dolya. Ayaw niya ba ng Yang Jan Dolya?
For
Napakalakas ng dalawang yun ah.
for Alter Ego
Or hindi lang
on
talaga
the
successful
earlier
sa
games,
streams.
But the good thing for AE, they have the Lady Zen. So it means that they also have
Kasi mga
control,
Malaysian team, gamit na gamit na
most
Yang Jan Dolya eh.
parts of the early game. Now for the side of WETRND, we see a Dolby
So ipitin
ban.
na yun si
So
Syndicate.
they're stopping this
Tinanggalan ng
potential, or
Guanyu.
they're stopping that.
Mayan sila
There is
available
a
ah.
chance that for AE, they will get a hero
Pero
that
pwede
could
rin kunin nilang
constantly
ano
be refreshed
Ano yung binan niya
by
sa
this
Sakir?
Dolya. Now we have Sakir as
Nagjaja
banned
yata tong
for
AE.
Alter Ego. So we're seeing heroes being banned on the roam for Alter Ego since as much as possible you don't want someone that could actually support.
Kasi di na
this,
pwede
the
mag-Mosley ang
range
WETRND
and,
eh. Na-Mosley sila last
what
game.
could be the possible roam
Yun din
hero
ang galing
for
Dharma.
WETRND now?
I mean, the secure and the D-Ren J is just like a nice little 1-2.
Ay, Fatty mo kasi kahit mag-Dharma, pero okay
It's
lang.
very easy to hit
Safety
your
ba ng
ability
Dharma?
order when you have that Mulberry power.
I
with
think
that
Fatty
AoE
really good
stun,
here
right?
for
So they're
WETRND.
trying to take that away, plus the mobility is a
Since
bit of an
naka-siege
issue,
comp
something
sila.
that they don't want to deal with. And they know that Maze likes to play that one. So
Unless
Guan
kunin ng
Yu, again,
AE.
it's all
AE can
about that
steal the Fatty.
control, the CC,
Yan, Jaja.
the repositioning. It's just very annoying to deal with. Alter Ego, they're gonna go a different way with the idea.
Tons of healing
Nag-Byron
coming
na
in
ba
for
tong
the side of
AE?
Alter
Di pa sila
Ego.
nagba-Byron,
You have
no?
the Agudo, you have
Most
the
likely R5
Diarrhea,
Byron
so
na to.
that's like a
Kailangan
double
ng
funnel
front,
of
eh.
healing here. So coming
Front
into
bruiser.
the Clash lane here, potentially
Either
on Icy
Byron
Kill,
or
you wanna put it on
Fatty.
things
Kung
like
di
the
nila,
Byron,
kung di
like the
kinuha ng
Charlotte that
WETRND yung
really
Fatty, kukunin ng
excels in
AE.
these
Pwede
long
rin.
fights.
Fatty is good for both
definitely in terms
teams.
of, long fights, you have to be secured on that. So I was thinking actually a Swansea for
Last two
WETRND
picks, anong pipili
for
ng
this. I'm
WETRND?
just not sure if it's easy to pull off with Nua
Wala
as
pa
your
silang
mid lane,
support. Maybe they
because,
just go
there's
for
a huge difference
Chills
in terms of
Liampo.
AOE and probably their
Liampo
setup
Zhangfei. Either
before
or.
an initiation.
Lista na muna sa
So
lane.
WETRND right now, we're waiting for that possible clash lane.
There's
It's gonna
nice
be
Fatty.
Fatty and
And Zhangfei.
Zhangfei.
Alright.
So we have
Good draft.
bruisers
I like
here
WETRND's draft.
for,
Ganda ng draft nila.
WETRND. They have
Their
all
first draft,
departments
confident ako.
covered. Having
Possible
Nua
3-0.
stealing from mid to late game, Durango on those free hits and high
Same sila
damage
ng,
per
ang
second, or
problema
high
lang sa
damage
comp na WETRND, wala silang
after
sustain.
early game now for AE. What's
Pero aside from that,
hero to
looks
complete
solid.
this lineup?
I think for the side of
Pag-
AE, you
pag
definitely
isang
need
ano,
something
pag
very
walang
strong
pukan,
in that early game to stall
tas
time
5v5,
for this long
nag
opponent's
ano,
Agudo to
nag-
hit those item power
salpakan
spikes,
yung
because
dalawa.
so far, you have all
Lamang
around
WETRND.
DRG
Malalugi
and
lang
also
WETRND kapag
Zhangfei.
nakapag-poke
This
yung
trio
AE
is super
with the
duper
ladies
strong
end
in that
and
early
long.
game department here. You will be going for those
Last pick, ano
invades,
kailangan Byron?
those
Ayaw
access
mo Byron?
into Zen South jungle here.
Matatanggal na nga, di pa
for
kaya
AE,
Byron.
you need to fend off that jungle
Oh, Charlotte. Okay,
invasion
spicy.
here coming in from WETRND.
Okay, so we will see a matchup between Charlotte and Fatty.
I like
A lot of matchups
WETRND
with those
draft.
two heroes
Ang lambot ng
today.
lineup ng EU.
So,
Wala
okay,
silang front.
for Alter Ego, this is the
Punish
only
nyo yun.
time they're
Mananalo
able
ng AE
to
dito pag
stretch this game
perfect execution
into
or
game number 4.
snowball
For
game.
WETRND, they are on a momentum.
Oy, match point
Game number
for
3, this is
WETRND.
WETRND versus Alter Ego.
Possible
Who's gonna win? Is it gonna
3-0.
be WETRND or
Kailangan nila lang magtiis
AE?
muna sa early game kasi
Casters,
lugi
it's
sila.
your time.
Thank you, Chantel. As we hop towards the gorge,
Well,
we
yung
have
support lang naman yung
blue
lugi,
side
yung
WETRND
iba
versus
kaya
an
naman
Alter Ego.
hold
Towards
yung
the red
lanes.
side, a bit of a tussle between the roamers.
Ikaw,
going
naglalabasan
back
na
to
nandiyan
their
party.
respective
Party,
lanes.
party!
Now, we'll start
Sorry guys,
tomorrow.
kakain muna ako.
AE
Gutom na
right
ako.
now
Legit.
need to just continue on. I mean, they've had moments where they've gotten
Sobrang
the
busy
lead.
yung schedule
It's not
natin
the
ngayon.
problem of like laning, early game, that situation. It's about, again, turning those leads into something that you can compound into the mid lane to give you a further edge.
It's been the topic that we
Ayan,
discussed
naglalag
about for
talaga.
the last few days.
Stop
whereby
lagging. Thank you.
win the mid lane, you win the team fight. But what does that get you? Do you get more of these objectives? Do you get more of these invades?
Kailangan lang
What's
mag-chill
your
yung Twitter dito.
plan
Level
after
4?
winning the team fight?
Team fight into
Kailangan mo na ng WETRND mag-level 4 tong
100%.
Zhangfei.
If you're taking team fights and you win the team fight and you don't get anything, that team fight really wasn't
Dami ng
worth
crowd
it in the
control,
end.
oh.
Yeah, it's just dry kills in the end. But so
Exactly.
far,
Pag
junglers
Zhangfei
have
tsaka
hit their level 4 power spike.
TRND.
We see Arise here just helping out Syndicate with this wave and also getting that teleportation sprite in this portal.
Yeah, they're going to start this one off. Icy Tail has had to play a little defensive. I mean, obviously with that numbers advantage that they have from WETRND in the top lane, it's going to make it a little bit tough. But let's talk a little bit about Asensio on this Agudo. Like,
block,
aside from the
Roblox
fact that he's
gaming.
going to be funneled that farm, he's going to get
Kailangan
his
na-clear na yung wave.
moment.
Dalit yung Jaja.
But what can he really do to
Nakabang
really
sila, yung dalawa, oh.
shoulder the burden of this
Ago
game?
baboy, si
An interesting
Syndicate
build that we
already.
see so far coming
Ready
from
to bait.
Agudo
Okay,
has
Agudo,
been
Agudo.
on
Hello,
Infinity
Agudo.
here, but
You flash.
at one moment, Syndicate
Pak!
goes in.
Yeah,
Patayin
Asensio
yan.
already at half-life. The
Nice
tether is gonna be real.
one.
He's
Very
gonna be
good,
executed.
Syndicate.
Arise just walking it
Beautiful
down.
rotation,
That is
tropa.
not a way to win this game.
Especially when you're Alter Ego and you rely
Ganda
on
ng bait
Sunshine
na,
on
ganda ng
those
bait.
early game plays. Being taken down on a Agudo as such an early game marker,
Nayela
not
si
the best
Arise,
feeling
calm
you
down.
have.
Yeah, not a good feeling whatsoever, right?
Syndicate,
Do or
wait lang,
die
kalma lang, wala kang
situation,
ulti,
a match
malulugi ka
point,
dyan.
And going down, like, that's like
Reset ka
worst
muna
case
dyan,
scenario
reset ka
right now.
muna.
I mean,
Malayo
what
pa-
do you
malayo
see?
pa
If
naman
you
yung
were to die,
wave.
that would be even
You did
worse.
well, you did well,
Essentially,
brother.
Those two guys, all eyes are on them in terms of how much farm they can actually get.
Jungle is the essence coming in towards the early, towards the mid game. They control the map, they control the objective. Losing out the 1v1 department in that jungle is gonna be painful for Alter
Tapos
Ego
KL,
and
pag
also
kumain ako
IKL
ng tat,
fans,
nawawala yung
especially.
sipon ko.
We have
Temporarily.
1 point
Tapos
top
after
of
ko
our-
kumain, bumabalik.
IKL has yet to find
Kaya
the
sakto lang
series
pala
in this
na
tournament.
kumakain ako
Alright, look
para
at you with your truth bombs. You're not making
mabisi.
any of the Indonesian fans feel any better, okay? I
Ito
mean,
yung
they're
Agudo
trying their
nag,
best. They've been very
tank
close,
build.
right? Let's be very
Going
honest.
with the
Bigger
purple
Trauma
item.
Vitality has definitely put the fight into it, and I think that they're going to be
Understandable,
better
wala
prepared
silang front.
coming into the playoffs. But right now, it's about Alter Ego. They need to level up.
Dami
They
ng
need
damage.
to
eh.
level up, and
You
that
don't need
is
more
the
damage.
exact question that they have to answer.
need to
here.
survive.
As more of these plays come
Okay,
towards
level
the
4 na
bottom
si
side
Maze,
of
that's good.
Alter Ego,
Nakabang
putting
si
Dark
Arise
into
sa taas.
a reacted
Tyrant,
by
1
all the
minute.
TRND.
Yeah, he's gonna be pushed back. And again, I mean, when you have this number,
Playable
like,
to,
just
depende sa
that
pwesto.
time,
Double
put
smite
that
naman ng
pressure
WETRND.
on
Aray,
that
si
bottom
Darfit.
T1, especially since Darfin is at a half-life.
Napasobrang kanyang galaw.
Luge goes wide. Does put a bit of a
May
visual
prutas
pressure
naman, so it's all
onto his
good.
Darfin here, but look at
Kinakaabang na
the
sila.
river here. Arise
Getting
and
with
Aaron,
Cryo.
looking for something. Looking for a return.
Huwag kayo malate
coming
WETRND.
in
Ganda ng
towards
pwesto
that
nyo,
of
isang mabilis na
Lee
shove.
Wolf. Decoy here. Doesn't
Nuwa-out
find
na naman yan
someone,
eh.
but so far, going into this forfeited mark,
Yan,
it's looking
yun o.
pretty
Champion agad yan, champion
comfortable
agad yan.
Yeah, I always call that like that strategy.
Okay,
of
okay na
waiting
yan.
to rush like fishing. You're just like waiting
Bot
for
prayo
something.
din sila,
You
oh.
need
Oh, yan,
something to
oh.
happen. Maybe
Nasab
you
yung
catch a
dalawa.
big fish at the end of the day.
Start.
They were not able to on this one, but WETRND again, it's about
Nauna pa
the
Fatih,
pressure,
oh, start.
turning this
Kaso
into a
may TP
potential
Charlotte.
tyrant here, but they need to be careful. It's
Ayun na,
Ultra
for the first
Eagle.
time, may
They are
cha-cha
not
na
gonna give
konti.
this one
Double
up.
smite,
Umbrella
double smite. Come on.
offers is
Double
gonna use
smite.
for the tank.
Nice.
Picked up by Maze with that smite, and now
Ulti
they're
sabay
gonna try to
smite.
run away.
Very good, very good.
Ultra
WETRND,
Eagle,
sabay
they can
out.
pay.
Very clean stuff coming
Maganda
from
sa Zhang Fei,
WETRND.
pwede
They
ka
don't
agad
burn
mag-start ng
much.
objective
They
pag
only
nakapwesto.
burn the Unbridled Outburst and the
Tas ulti
double
naman yung
smite
jungler
here,
nila.
allowing themselves
Tas
to
ayun,
secure
no?
that Tyrant for
May
a
double
smooth
smite, tas
early
may
game.
pang-deny
Right
ka
now,
pa.
it's all about resource
Slap.
farming. It's all about
Solve.
funneling that gold towards Arise, towards Syndicate, and then your late game insurance comes in the form of Aaron
Oh,
on
kalma
that
ulit.
duel.
Walang ulti. Stackan nyo yung
Zhang
Zhang Fei.
Fei, if you're playing this
Kailangan nyo mga
hero, even in
normal.
your ranked games, you gotta go with Smite. I just think that there's just so much value, and plus you can harass, you can invade the enemy jungle, steal,
Grabe naman,
buff
kalma,
here and there, and you're
bro.
tanky enough, and you have the mobility to survive.
Pindot na pindot.
I just love it on this one. And
Si Arise nakapag-farm, oh.
Throughout.
So much pressure
Oy,
being
Syndicate, what's
generated as
happening?
Ice
Calm
Beam
down, bro.
going for the 1v1
Sige,
against
nandito si
Syndicate,
Arise.
but
Baited!
is here. Ice
Baited,
Beam
may
has
flash
to
siya.
flash away.
Na-flash
Yeah,
yung
he has
ulti.
to flash.
Sayang.
He's tethered up, but he's gonna limp away
Sayang.
and get that healing.
Oh,
Get the
snipe, sayang.
annihilation. Okay, all
Basag
right.
yung
I
bot.
see Tail.
At
I
least
think
may
at
trade,
some
may trade.
point, but we're
I think
cleansed.
ito yung isang bagay na,
Blood was
ewan ko,
mentioned there,
sa
and Ice
Pinoy
Beam
team.
has to escape
Pag
towards
nabibiyahin tayo,
Syndicate.
hindi tayo
He
nakapag-trade
does
na maayos.
indeed pull a lot of resources coming in from WETRND here, which allows AE to
Tapos pag
find that
ahead,
power
dinaya
push
lang
on
natin
towards that
mag-trade.
bottom side.
And right now, WETRND.
I think that's something that we need to improve on.
Weather the storm, taking that top T1, opening
For both
things
Blacklist
up,
and
they're losing
WETRND.
the bottom T1, one TUT.
Di naman ganyan
losing
sila
that
PKL eh.
space, which is gonna be key.
Di ba
Arise,
talaga ang,
though, is
pressure sa
starting to hit
international?
that critical mass, gonna be a little bit scary in that mid game.
And
Ang
Sunshine
bagal
here
natin mag-trade.
potentially going for that on-hit Trinity that we talk about, the Sparks Forge into the Doomsday, and then ending it with a Daybreaker here. It's more of a carry style Agudo in the recent meta.
Yeah, and I think they're going to need that damage, right? I can't just go straight up tank. I mean, if you're looking at the rest of them, they don't really have a lot. But I think if everyone goes like attack damage style, you have enough stuns to just really blow them up. But it might be a problem if Arise were to be on the tankier side, because how do you deal with a raid boss?
Oh, yan
You
o.
have double
Yan.
marksman to deal with
Ang
that.
bibigay.
When one TUT skills towards that late game, that
kahit ganyan
three
lang,
item
oh.
might just
Free
be the
tower sa
answer
baba.
you're looking for here, Holler.
Yan,
But
good
so
trade.
far,
Nakanuha
game
sila
is
eh.
very similar to what
There
we
we
had
go.
back in game 1 and game 2, where it's
Wakas, good
still
macro.
quiet, it's still waiting for those big timers to
Kaya tayong unang
stop
malinis
those
ng
big
early game ng
spikes.
WETRND. Very
We're not
good.
there yet. I mean, a 1.1k lead by WETRND.
Huwag niyo daanan sa chamba. Batik minsan nadadaanan sa chamba eh.
Game is the
Nadadaanan
winning
sa dasal
game.
na
And
magta-throw.
Maze, looking around, the brush is
Okay,
gonna be
Arise
used
with the
to
steal.
push it back,
Nakuha
but
ba
the
niya?
smite
Hindi.
is gonna be used.
Na
And
ano yata,
WETRND now
walang vision,
on the
nasa
run.
vision.
I think there was a bit of a robbery on that one, and Zen Xiao had to use the smite. He actually took it.
Hindi
Took
ka
it away
nag-spike
with
yung
the
ano eh.
superior smite
Ini-smite
control
niya yung
right
Zhang
now.
Fei.
It's
What?
still
Paano
a bit of
nakuha
a
yan?
tussle between two teams, right?
It's
Whereby
okay.
you don't want to just pull the trigger. You need to
Comfortable
have that
gold lead
discipline
for
here.
WETRND.
Collect your resources and
Kasi
then
yung baba, guys.
revisit
Kalma sa
the
baba.
objective that we talk about. These side lanes need
Nauna
to be
yung
cleared
Fiora
up
sa
first
Pryo.
before you
Fiora
go for
tuloy.
those
Charlotte sa
side
Pryo.
Yeah, but contest.
Mabasag yata tier 2 bot,
especially
ibibigay
early,
nila.
right? You're going to make things a little bit uncomfortable. Now, Zen Xiao is going to be, dare I say, scared of his own shadow because he doesn't know who it's going to be. If there's
Mid lane
somebody
top,
waiting
okay.
in the wings,
May TP
in
nga
the
pala.
brush, potentially looking
So
for
wait,
that steal because
minsan
again,
nakakalimutan
there's
ko may
two smites on
TP.
that team.
You can start to see some of these
Kaya okay lang
damages
pala
coming
malate
in
si
from
Syndicate
Aaron.
sa top.
Really do a bit of a chunk on towards the enemy team.
Oop,
Decoy
ano
has
yun?
to burn the flash. No one to bail him out.
Asim
towards
ng
the
Jaja,
enemy. So a bit of a
Thank you, no
miscommunication
flash.
coming in
Patay ka
towards
sa amin
side of
mamaya.
AE's Roamer.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of calling out players, but I think Decoy, after the first couple of games,
Ah,
he was a
naka-doomsday
little
na
out
siya.
of position at times. He's playing much better on this one, but he needs to
Purple
ensure
lang,
that
sabay
he
damage
stays
pa din.
alive. Just stay alive.
Lambot
so that
talaga,
you can
legit.
cycle your
Isang
spells,
ano
get
lang,
those
isang
heals on.
magandang
Ooh, Annihilation does come
ipit
through
lang
and
kay Aaron.
he
Oy!
constructively
Huwag
they
naman
do
kayo
put a
maipit.
bit of a focus towards the
Nice.
mid lane
Wait
here.
lang pala para
However,
mabasag
that
yung
tier
turret.
1
Nice, I'll
goes
take it.
in favor of WETRND here. Map
Yun lang,
is
bigyan niyo
open
ng top tier
wide
1, it's
for what
okay.
you're taking.
Worth it
Yeah,
yun,
very
mid tier 1
smart
for
here.
top
I
tier
mean,
1.
it's only one kill to
Giga
their
worth
name,
yun,
but
bro.
WETRND understanding what they need to do. It's about being up in front, Maze using that HP, absorbing the damage so that the rest of the team can take that mid T1 down.
It's not always about the kills that we talk about here, Holler. It's always about these objectives going to your pockets here as we slowly march towards that 10th-minute mark. That's how you build yourself for those big plays.
Yeah, it's all about building a bit of a lead and padding that one on, but Alter Ego has
Okay.
bounced back.
TRND up.
They're trying
Dua
to get back in
pwesto.
this game. It's
Lang
very
ulti,
close in
sabay
that regard,
smite.
but now the
Nice
Tyrant,
full
the
up.
umbrella
Nice
offers is
smite.
all
Perfect.
perfect.
Out.
And Arise will smite that
Darwin!
one off of the
Flash na.
space created
Nice.
by Maze's umbrella offers. Really well played by
Yun talaga
WETRND.
yung ano importance no pag nauna sa pwesto sa Zhangfei. Parang ang dali man i-choke
taking
eh.
away that Tyrant. It's a bit of a repeat of those events.
Yeah, and this is why they
Malinis.
like those two. Right? They
Malinis ang
wanted to
macro.
pick this, the Zhangfei, especially in the last phase of the draft, because it provides
Tayo
so
muna
much.
TRND.
You have that control.
Uy, may
as
isang
well
wave.
as
Dito
that
mama sa
extra
kanan yung
smite,
ano.
something that's really
No,
valuable.
dito mama sa kanan yung ulti na Nuwa.
Something valuable as well being collected.
Nabasagan
by the
lang,
side of AE.
sayang.
They do
Kaya sana
indeed
i-defend
take
yun.
away that tier 1 here. Right now, with the superior
Nawalan
HP
sila
bars
ng
here, they are
prior.
looking to
Fudge.
collect this Azure Golem here. So, map control
Sila
back
na ako ng
into
Tyrant,
the
pero sila
AE.
nalugi, no?
Whereby it's the slow game of whoever
Sayang.
gets those big pokes, gets those HP advantages.
And I
Hindi
like
ko alam
that
kung
how
nag-ulti
Alter
WETRND dun
Ego
sa
are
Tyrant
not
bukod sa
really
Zhangfei
fake, right? Yeah, they lost
Pero
the
maganda
Tyrant or
ginawa ng
whatever,
EE kasi
but
alam nila
we're
ng
still
ulti ni
gonna
Zhangfei
use
kaya
this
pinilit
time
nila yung mid.
where we have a slight
Tsaka naagudo lang sila
to
kaya
put
ang dali
the pressure on
mag-siege.
EU. We want to not take this one.
Pero pag
you know,
pinilit
with
na
our
yan,
backs
pwede
to the
na
wall.
ano
We
eh,
wanna be
ang dali i-flank yan.
They are indeed aggressive.
Ma-full stack
as
nila
we
yung
see.
Zhangfei
Also,
sabay
Big
Gera.
Hazard as
Naku
Yubi
po,
has to
masyado
flash away.
maaga.
Yeah, he has to flash
Kalma
away,
lang,
but
Syndicate.
Not able to find some sort of catch.
least-
Maze
at least
still
no
up
flash
in front.
Legizen,
Doesn't
pwede
wanna
na.
use the ult and push them even
Sayang,
further
hanap sana
behind.
mas magandang angulo.
WETRND defend it and reflect the assault by Alter Ego.
And the focus will be on towards that Shadow Tyrant that will be spawning in about 10 seconds time right now. We can start to
Okay,
see
Power Tyrant
some of
plus
the
Overlord,
map
mag-up
movement
na.
being funneled from the side of
500
WETRND
gold
towards
lead,
this
halos
bottom river.
wala lang.
Yeah, and
Patas
the
ng dalawang
push is
team
there,
comp na to.
right? I mean, it's all about the big
Walang
neutral at this
mas
point.
na
Arise is gonna be
lamang
kind of
na early
making
game,
sure that he
ganyan-ganyan.
needs to stay alive
Same sila
more
ng
than
type
anything
ng
else. Yes,
team
he's
comp
up front, but he does not
Kaya
want to
pag
get
same
focused
sila
like
ng
he's
type,
getting right now. Taking
nasa
it
ano
quite a
talaga,
bit, and
nasa
once you soften
galawan.
them
Kaso
up,
for the first
this
time
is
wala
a
silang
potential
Pryo.
window for Alter Ego
Tulong
to
na
take this
hapdi.
Tyrant.
It is
The Arise
looking so
na
good
pa-blood
right now
rage.
for side of Alter Ego with a
Half
Rise
HP, oh.
burning that blood rage, burning that
You know,
item coming in.
Miss ulti,
for
come
this
on,
team
I
fight.
trust you,
Things are
ulti
starting to
smite.
look really good for
Base
them.
wants to go
Okay,
the
ulti sa
umbrella
kabila,
offers. It's
double
gonna be
smite.
used the
Hindi
annihilation,
nakuha,
but
okay.
Zenshao with that
Kung may
smite.
mapatay sila, it's
Alter
okay.
Ego are a little bit on the low
Eh, wala
side.
rin namatay.
WETRND are not gonna look
Sayang.
to push it. They are low.
Natagudo na lang
Very
yata
key
yung
smite coming in from
ulti.
Zenshao, contesting
Hindi naman sila
between
lalaban.
Arise and Maze and winning out
Ulti
on top
agudo,
is
sabay
what
ulti si
exactly
Nuwat,
we want
double
to see
smite.
as an Alter Ego fan here.
Akala niya
Ladies and
siguro
gentlemen,
ni, ano,
at
ni Miz may
Coast City
Gera.
Mall here or
Okay.
on your HOK app, do key in that CD
Burn
key
nyo na lang.
cash on to redeem yourself
Di naman ganun
Arcana
yung
fragments and
ka-importante.
also precious dragon crystals.
Yeah, it took the third attempt on that Tyrant to really figure out how to deal with this Maze Arise
Laban na
combination.
to
The
kung sino
double
mauna sa
smite was
pwesto eh.
way too much. And they actually had the right answer. So Alter Ego bouncing back.
Pero pag
They have
nadiamond
about
to ng WETRND, easy win.
1.7K net worth advantage.
Lambot
Now
ng
they're
lineup.
looking to siege this mid T2.
Kailangan lang
Now, let's
makapasok
just go
tong
through,
Zhangfei,
but the
Augran,
minions
tsaka
are still up
Fati
and
eh.
available, still in favor coming in
Kaso
towards
what's happening?
side of
Parang
WETRND.
nababasagan
So right
tayo.
now, tower for tower
Di ba kaya
here. Look at
yan,
the position
nanunuwa yan?
coming in for
Or
South
Aguda lang
Syndicate.
talaga.
He's looking
Aguda
for a
teams.
flank angle.
Yeah, now they're on the run. Arise was
Pero at least
looking
nabasag
to
ni Syndicate
threaten
yung bot.
them, but it wasn't going to really happen, especially when you have that destructive deluge. That, I mean, the wild growth on top of this one. They weren't able to get any sort of
Starting
catch.
the Overlord.
Slowly but
Legizen.
surely wins you the race here.
Tamang
Holland. So
paramdam
right
lang.
now, we are putting our focus back onto
Zhangfei with
the
the ulti.
Overlord as
Si Aaron, what's
Aaron
happening,
falls
Aaron? Why are you there?
around.
Hala ka!
Making
What
him
you doing
pay.
there, bro?
Syndicate is
Naku
now
po,
gonna be
napakasama
focused
ng
as
pwesto niya
well.
sa Syndicate.
Trying to
Madadamay
stay
na
alive,
with the
the
shield ng
Legion
Zhangfei.
is not gonna be
With the
enough.
ulti
The
trying to
umbrella
siege.
offers now
Di
is
talaga
gonna be
sapat.
used, but
Natulak
now
pa
he's
yan sa
gonna be
gilid.
killed as well. And
Huh?
Alter Ego have a bit of an opening.
Wait, what's
They
happening?
find
NW
Arise,
yata?
they get double on it,
Huh?
And Darfin is the last man
Oh my god!
standing.
Sprite Link plus Ag. Oh my god! Di masaslow yung minions.
They find Aaron, they find Arise, and then right now they are
What is
looking
that?
to march towards the crystal.
Ah,
Finding the
WETRND!
final kill over to his Darwin
Oh
as an
my
ace
god, you
is
cannot
awarded
get
to the
aced against
IKL
an
fan
Agudo.
favorites.
Tignan mo,
Yeah, they wanted to
napakadaya.
make a statement here.
Mga
They were not
Spriteling,
going down
mga
without a
alaga.
fight. Alter
Tanking yan for
Ego
days.
will
Di man lang
take
naslow yung
game
minions.
Number 3.
Ah,
Wow. A slow methodical game ending
Ang ganda
in
na ang ganda na
a
macro
4
ng
on
WETRND.
ace
Isang
for
mali
the side
lang.
of Alter Ego
Bigla na
here.
pas
It
na punish na
ended
ganun.
with a blast.
Sad,
Yeah,
sad,
definitely.
sad.
And,
Aaron, why Why are you
sure,
there?
Alter Ego put up a
Nahuli
fight
siya.
on that game number 3.
Okay, game number 4.
They need to put themselves in a
Ang nasa
good
overlay natin?
position
Naging
to
old
really
school na.
outplay WETRND because if you
Mukhang
see
nagka-problema
when they get
overlay,
their synergy
Anyway, sabihin ko lang sa inyo,
and
ban.
everything, you don't have the
Ang ban ng WETRND, Pay, Yuan, ban ng AE, Luna.
Okay, so we
Guan Yu.
have fast drafts now and the picks for both teams. So we have the
Tapos
Dolia,
first pick
Flow
Dolia,
Jack,
ang sagot
and
nila,
Gunmo
AE.
for WETRND. Now we have Dharma
Dharma
for
Yang
the
Jan.
side
Oy,
of Alter Ego into
na
the
yung
Yang
combo.
Jan. So I think for this,
I like the Yang Jan
they
Denai.
kind of countered the
Pero hindi siya
potential
ganun
of having the Yang
kalakas,
Jan and even Dolia as part of the lineup of WETRND.
Ngayon lang naman
So
niya,
it's just them
hindi
answering
nyo
the
lang kita
draft
yung first pick
of
tsaka
WETRND.
dalawang
Is
ban.
it gonna be a
Tatlong ban
factor
pala.
like you
Luna
having
Guan
the
Yu,
Yang
Luna
Jan
Guan Yu.
just
Uy,
not
kaya naman
for
mag-shiji.
WETRND to get that? It means you're closing up other doors.
Napatang ka lang si
I
Arise,
definitely
okay, with
understand where you're coming
the
from, but especially when you're talking about Yang Jian,
lowborn
you
tank.
don't necessarily need the Dolia as well due to how strong he is in
Lowborn
that
tank
early
ba
to
over
mid-game
Menki?
department.
Di ba mas
much
maganda
healing,
Menki?
so much tankiness here, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
loving
si-
what Alter Ego is
Oo,
actually
di ba
drafting
mas
here.
maganda
Yes,
Menki?
you
Or
have
kahit Dun?
Arise on his signature floor
Para sa
tank.
Dolia.
He had a fantastic
Interesting.
performance with, but coming in with newbie on that shirt, if you're fighting for that mid control, that floorboard tank
Pero
is
floorboard
quite
tank is okay.
immobile, and
Not the
he will
worst.
be taking those silk imprints.
Kahit sinong
Actually,
front,
the shirt
I
pick
guess,
for
kasi wala nang
Alter
carry.
Ego was just like them adapting
Tsaka nakadolya.
for getting the idea on the WETRND.
Okay, second phase ban. Last
Earlier,
ban
I
ng
think it was
AES
game number
Alain.
2, if I'm not
Third ban
mistaken,
pala.
Game number no,
Tapos
game
binan ng
number 2.
WETRND
By the way,
Mosey.
for WETRND again, their match point for Alter Ego. They're looking good after the play on game number 3. Now we have another ban.
Arlie,
We have Alain and
Yes. May
Arlie
Arlie pa pala.
for the side of Alter Ego. They don't want heroes at high damage per second. And it feels like with this, we are limited in terms of the farm lanes. I mean, the farm lane heroes.
Especially when we're coming down to
Ang channel na ba tong
game
EE?
four,
Di ko
we're practicing
maalala.
the global ban picks here, so 15 default bans on towards these players.
I think
plus
banning
the 4
Zhangfei is
you see
useless
on
kasi
the
pwede
screen, so
sila
that's
mag-liampo.
19 heroes ban already for them.
Yeah, they're diving deep.
Mosey
right?
makes
I
sense.
think game 4
Alam mo
and then
kulang nila.
potentially even game 5.
Farm lane,
just
kaya
how
hindi sila
deep are they
nagbaba
willing
ng
to
farm
go?
lane.
But I mean, you're kind of seeing some of the picks
Para
thus far.
makagawan.
I don't
Ayun
give
na
a
nga.
huge
Paying off.
edge to either. There's still a lot of potential play.
Nag-Arlie na ba
I mean,
tong
the
EE?
Dharma in game 4, I think that they have to be happy
Hindi pa.
with that.
Pares pa yata
Because
di
Ice
nag-Arlie.
Detail really
Pero
pilot
weird.
this hero to
Yung
the
EE
top
nagban
tier.
ng early.
That's something that he definitely has to
And
answer
then,
for this
Arlie
phase
na
here,
nga
because
yung
Ice
game one.
Detail has been not the main focus coming into the tournament.
Wala nang channel si
he
Darfin.
definitely needs to
Wala
have
siyang
a
TRND.
standout MVP performance to really
Marco P na ba
elevate
siya?
his team, push this series to a game 5, allowing them to get that first W for the side of IKL.
Naalala ko kasi
I think
first
it's
series
very
nila eh.
much easy for
Mag-mark
them,
up
given
siya
the
last
fact that
game.
They have this type of heroes. You have the Ethan. But
Okay.
I really like the.
May
lineup
Mayen.
of
I like
WETRND.
Mayen.
These are
Mayen
heroes
still
that
up.
they
Really?
Usually use at PKL.
Okay,
It's
good draft.
the
I like
comfortability
WETRND
now.
draft.
Nice transition for Coach XSN.
Yeah, very good transition because they are playing away from their.
I like
usual
WETRND draft,
game speed,
boys.
right? Whereby you see like
Last
they
pick
are
for
very
AE.
passive, you're
Very
not going in
slow.
for the game, for the
Kulang
kills,
sila
for the teamfights.
ng,
Now you're looking at
support.
Arise and also Maze
It's a-
playing
Ay,
these
went to the Sansei
force
instead.
engaged compositions. You know they're hungry for blood and
Sansei
going for those big
for more
plays.
engage.
Yeah, although for this one, they're
It's
heavily
okay.
relying on the damage from Marco Polo and even the gun
Would have
involved
liked
early
Mayen, but
stages. I mean,
Sansei is
for
also decent.
most mid
It's the
to
Syndicate
late game
Classic.
transition in the game.
Huh? Zhuang Z for what?
Alter Ego. Definitely a good one, knowing that there
Wrap
is
it up,
success
wrap it up, WETRND.
on WETRND
Trolling
side.
Zhuang
So
Z
a lot
para
of
saan?
counter picks coming in for both teams.
Para sa
And
Sansei
for
ulti.
WETRND, it's all about comfortability and at the
What?
same time counter picks
Really?
from Alter Ego. Same goes with the Alter Ego. So given that this
Nasipod ako bigla dun ah. What the heck?
If into a game
Okay,
number
I think
5, what do we
WETRND's
expect
game,
from
wag lang
Alter
mag-snowball.
Ego?
Just engage
Okay,
forward
game
team,
number
but
4.
you are
WETRND,
also
please wrap it up.
relinquish the attacking
Ito na
side,
rin nangyari
putting
sa
on
Blacklist
the
kanina.
active
Nanalo
side
sila
here.
dalawang
Let's
beses,
see
tapos
if
natalo
this
isang
is gonna
beses,
stretch
tapos
into
doon
a
na sila
game
nanalo.
5 for our final series of the day. Alter Ego
Zhuang Z.
versus WETRND, the casters.
In fairness, ang
Your
cute ng
time.
skin niya. What the heck? Holy crap, ang ganda ng skin, legit. Kapag Zhuang Z main ako, i-auto-buy ko yan. Ang cute. Oh, may kambing-kambing. Holy.
One way to find out is with the actual gameplay itself.
Damn.
So far,
Pero
coming to this
WETRND
early
though,
game,
they
we
have
WETRND
Perma-Prayo.
already stealing away
Zhuang Z
some
cannot do
camps
anything.
coming in from Zhenzhou
Ba't
jungle.
naka-purify yung
So,
dalawa?
this
Nakakatanggal
comes
ba ng
with
stun
a
yung
particular
Purify or para lang sa
whereby
Dharma?
Zhenzhou will be slower to that level
I mean yung
4
hila ng
It's gonna
Shi.
be slow, but I have full
I have no
confidence
idea.
in Xiao, especially on the young Xiao,
Kulang ang
right?
aking
We've seen
experience.
this hero just
Pero
really
kung
shine. I
natatanggal
think the
yung
only
hila
time
ng
he
Shi,
lost,
worth it
unfortunately,
yun.
was Xiao in day one, but let's not talk about too much of that. But he's brought it up
Feel ko,
because he's very
kasi
comfortable on this
di
hero.
di
When he's
mag-purify
able
yung
to
Dolly.
kind of run it
Sa
down,
lang yan.
do
Uy!
that damage,
Napa-flash
and,
out.
almost take
Naura
the
ng
Dharma
ano,
out.
naura ng Zhuang Z,
Probably
boss.
taking a bit too much of health here.
Hindi talaga
Yes,
ma-imagine
you want
ang
the minion,
ma-ulti niya
but
dito.
chillax on that because you do not
Sansei
want to
ulti
be
lang
going
eh.
down in a dead body here. So for the side of Alter
Is
Ego,
it that
1TUT
important?
is definitely doing a good job.
Kasi kung
limiting
kailangan nila
Dolphin
mag-front,
in that
maglilihan
1v1
po na lang
match.
ako. Lihan po sila available.
That's gonna
O yan,
be
Dongwang.
pretty huge, right? I mean, Darfin
Oh, well.
on the
Malay
Marco
mo,
Polo
bro's
takes
cooking
a little bit
something.
more time to really get ramped up.
The
to really
in the
use
magic.
those items. But going in against 1TUT with the ladies soon, if 101,
Aray, outrated si Tropa. Aray, ang sakit, ang sakit, ang sakit.
1TUT because that's already
Grabe naman
purified.
ladies niya yan. Mag-isa lang siya, binubugbog niya ang Marco P.
You can start to see how much
Dapat
pressure
yata nag-swap
that
sila eh.
this ladies is generating in this 2v2 matchup.
Yeah, can
Grabe
do a
talaga
lot
yung
of
early ng
damage.
ladies,
Plus,
ha?
when you have Newbie and Decoy nearby,
Parang last game, parang
then
last
he
time
gets
lang ha,
quite a
nung
bit.
Marco
He gets
Polo si
off on his
Darfin.
boat. I don't even
Kinawawa
think he
lang.
paid the fare.
He did not pay the fare. He just ran away from that bill here. So not what you want to do if you're a Rise, but it's okay. It's okay.
No,
Different.
typical Rise. No freeloaders.
Ayun na,
here.
3-man bot.
You know, you gotta
Inaabangan
pay the
yata si
toll, so to
Darfin.
speak.
Ayun na.
No matter who it is, friend
Will this
or
be a dive?
foe in that
See,
regard.
dito
But now
tama.
it's
Okay,
Bjorn
nice.
completely zoning them away. Alter Ego,
Pero nandito na,
again, a little
si
bit more
Aaron.
pressure. And Maze, I mean, you need to
Sige lang,
kind of
ayaw na si
repel that
Darfin
in some
dito.
fashion, and Gan and Mo Aaron showing up with those blades. It's a little
In
scary.
Aaron we
So
trust.
much pressure by
Aaron,
the
ganon
ladies
mo.
so
High
far
win
on the
rate.
hands of 1TUT here. Darfin not having
Pag
the
maganda
best of
early
times in
Aaron,
that laning phase. As you can see,
pack it up.
Newbie here. If
Wrap
he
it
can
up.
find that self-imprint on towards Darfin, this could be huge for the side of Alter Ego because he does not have Purify.
Yeah, but he's been off the map. I don't think Darfin
Uy,
knows in the
flash!
forward.
Nice-
Oh, he's
nice
not gonna
reaction
hit the
time.
Silky Orb. Darfin with those fast fingers.
Nice
He's
reaction
like,
time,
I got it.
Darfin.
Spidey senses were there.
Binubuli talaga siya.
Very close attempt here coming in for
No
the
flash
side
cheat.
of Alter Ego's mid lane here. But unfortunately, Darfin does react
Saan
on
nagamit
time
yung
as he
Purify?
much
Di
of
ko
approach
maalala.
on towards
Sa
this
Dharma ba?
Whitetail Beast. Goes in favor of Alter Ego here. So, small tussle overall. Still a very 50-50
Sige lang, in Aaron we
thus
trust
far.
guys, in Aaron
Actually,
we
Darfin
trust.
right now, I mean, he needs to play that perfect game, and he's been on
Trabaho lang ni
point. I
Darfin
mean,
na
if
ano,
he were to get pissed off,
taga-linis
would've been a bit of a
taga-lasit.
disaster. This is a guy that needs time to farm, and he needs to stay alive. More importantly,
Staying alive is the essence here. If you were to fall in these
Ayun na,
exchanges here,
going
you
for
will
the
be
bot
losing
dive.
so much
May
resources,
flash pa si,
especially in
ano
that
ah,
mid-game
medyo
department. Look at
mahirap,
this 4v3
pipilitin.
against
Ah, 5 man,
5v2.
okay.
here's the boat,
Zhuangzi,
and they find
oh
him
my
with
god,
the
there's the
butterfly
Zhuangzi
effect,
value.
shaking it off,
Zhuangzi
but it's
value,
not
pero
enough.
Aaron with a
Filthy,
2. Oh, ganda
and
naman ng
Decoy
tusok
goes
niya dun.
down, but now at
Malinis.
what
Oh,
cost?
calm down.
Here comes the
Yun lang,
revenge
maipit si
towards
Aaron dito.
Zhao is there. He gets
Oh,
Aaron.
sana isa lang. Wag, 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 wag. Yun, di tumama yung aso.
Might wanna
Thank
go
God.
Hudson. He's not gonna use it.
Pag tumama yung aso, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Pero si Arise, wala ba siya ult?
Might be too long for the world as he gets
Naalala
full
niya
on
sarili
by
niya.
that Soak Imprint
Wala
does
siyang
get
ulti,
taken down.
pantakas.
2 kills back in favor for the side of Alter Ego as they are looking for
Zhuangzi
this
value,
Yeah,
Zhuangzi
Newbie says,
value.
"Get over here."
Namatay
Pulls
siya,
him away,
pero
gets that
nakakuha
double
sila
on
dalawa
that
plus
secondary
Tyrant.
kill, and opening it up for that Tyrant. So this is a great opportunity for Alter Ego.
Very comfortable stuff.
Mga go pirate. Daming nawala. What the heck? Wait, ang daming nawala sa WETRND.
They do indeed take away that
Kill,
critical goal
Tyrant
as well.
plus
So
red.
that is a lot for the
Okay,
side of
nasagasaan,
AEG.
Dharma.
They actually
Nice
find him
kill
in
dito.
Icy Tail, not able to
Grabe,
flash
lakas ng
the
ano ni
safety,
Aaron.
just
Damay na yan.
down,
Okay, we're back.
focused in,
We're
and
back, we're back, we're
Darfin
back, we're
with
back,
that
we're back.
damage from the Fever Barrage,
Sige, okay lang.
taking
Give na
him
yan.
down.
Give na yan. It's okay.
Over
Invade na lang sila.
coming in from
Invade na
Alter
lang.
Ego. You already got what you came for, but you still got caught by Syndicate on that set sail here. So good stuff so far coming in from WETRND, taking back the lead in towards their pocket.
Nakabawi,
Yeah, I
nakabawi.
complimented Alter Ego, and then they
Sige
were
lang,
like,
basta
no,
nakakill si
let's
Aaron.
make this closer, right? We're gonna throw a couple,
Early game pa lang,
you
ang
know,
sakit na ng
stuff.
ganin mo niya eh.
Died on that one, not great on this
Paano
one.
pa kaya
WETRND,
pag may
on the
item
other
na?
hand, I mean, that's a perfect bounce back move, right? Being able to get a couple kills in return, that's where you want to be. But forcing it down, putting pressure. Again, we were talking about the fact that you need to convert those kills into some sort of objective. They didn't really get anything out of that.
They did pretty good, right? They got the Tyrant, they got the buff, and then when they were retreating, they got caught by Syndicate, coming back from base with that set failure. So that is a bit of a proactiveness
Basag?
coming in
Ano
by
ba
this
basag?
pick locked in
Bot?
for the side of WETRND's Clash lane.
I mean,
Or
the
mid.
counter initiation is always great. I mean, in the
Bot
long
yata,
term, but
basag.
can you time it
Uy, Sensei with the
properly? When
ult.
the fight is
Okay,
about to happen,
nakatakas.
that boat coming
Top
in,
side,
the
top
perfect
side.
moment is
Diving,
got
diving.
one, two,
Tapakan mo,
he's
isa pa.
gonna have the
Pa.
shield, it's
Nice
not gonna
one.
be enough. The heal
Big
is not
kill,
even
big
there
kill.
as well. The boat does a U-turn
May Sensei
saying,
pa kung sakali oh.
Ha ha ha, and I am bailing out of there coming in
Lahat ng
for side
yang
of
dyan,
Syndicate
yan yung
here.
gamit
But
ng skin.
beautiful stuff, like we mentioned here,
Baka may plus
Darfin,
damage yung skin
he
na
did
yan.
not have the best of the early game here, but look at his position right now. He's doing so
Tutuloy
much
yata
work
nila. May
with the
Sprite
help of
Link.
Arise
Patangin
and
niya sa
Mace to
Sprite
punish
Link.
1TUT
Sayang.
in that marksman.
Oh,
But
patay.
going mid lane,
Zhuangzi.
yeah, taking out Decoy.
Wrap
does
it up,
three
guys.
points,
Wrap
but
it up.
not gonna
2K
hit
gold
Newbie,
lead.
So I guess that's something for Alter Ego.
Nice,
But now
nice, nice,
WETRND
nice.
on the assault, looking
Oh,
to take
nagawa
the
naman ni
mid-team
Aaron na yan
one.
eh.
Look at
God and money
Icy Tail's
Aaron.
position. He found now Dark
Uy,
Knight
Dharma.
Gets up with the truth, but don't, they
Okay,
don't have any
nice.
follow-up
Di man
damage.
lang
That was a nice
nag-purify.
setup,
Oh,
but now
kiting.
Zen Shao is
Sun
coming
save.
in, and
Sorry,
here's
di
the
tumama.
boat.
No
Newbie
flashy.
actually
Nice
flashed
flash.
away, but he's gonna be picked up. Syndicate
Good catch,
takes credit
good
for that
catch,
one.
good
Now
catch,
Zen Shao
Syndicate.
has been slowed down, but he will get to
Biglang
safety.
sumabog yung laro ah.
Unfortunate event
Okay,
to
we
come in
trend.
from Alter Ego.
There we
The
go, there we
position was
go.
great, the idea was
Kapit
great,
lang
but
kay
the
Aaron, guys.
execution just wasn't there.
I mean, it's always about the execution, right? Especially when it comes to these teams. It's just a matter of those, like, playing the perfect game is very difficult. It's about who makes the least number of mistakes, and execution is all about it.
And let's look back at the replay here on what
Ay,
exactly
daw.
happened towards
Ano natin si
Decoy.
Aaron? May
Decoy
highlights eh.
taking one freshly forged two.
Wow! Huh?
Damage
Grabe
all
siya!
across his face here. And then we start to
Ganin
see
mo!
almost a steal being attempted by Aaron on the Ganin mo against the Crimson Golem, but
Dahil
a
kung
much
Dolya talagang
better
siya lang
and
i-reset
faster
ko.
early
Napakadaya
game
ng
compared
Ganin
to
mo
game
niya.
number 3 just now that fell in favor for Alter Ego.
Yeah, Aaron is actually very scary on this gun and Mo. The blades are real. Decoy needs to respect that damage. And getting caught out like that, just thinking that you're going to just kind of dodge them, you're not going to be able to do that, especially against Aaron.
Aaron's getting a lot of resources as well, like you talked
Zwang
about.
Z
He's
into
getting all
Ganin
these
mo.
Dolia
Op.
engages,
Kahit
all these
back,
Dolia
back.
resets,
Tulak
and then
mo.
you can start
Ay,
to see
nakawin
Zen Shao going in for more of these aggressive plays.
Okay,
he's the
tulak
Hound,
mo
but
lang.
he's in a bad spot. He's all by himself. One versus
Kahit,
four.
ay, Dharma!
Yeah,
Yun
creating
lang
a
na
lot
pala
of
si
havoc,
Aaron!
but Aaron is gonna
Oh,
fall,
no.
and it looks like Zen Shao will die in return. Dark
Kaya
is
pa
gonna
ba?
do some serious work
Lumalaban
finding
pa?
the damage
Dedusan,
onto
dedusan.
Icy Tail, but Syndicate
Kaya.
is gonna be killed.
Us,
Icy Tail looking to go in with that enlightenment, but not enough to enlighten
Ganda
anyone
ng
else.
flank ng
Alter
Dharma.
Ego continuing on
Sayang.
one TUT with that rolling
Oh!
grenade. Does some
Tapak-tapak.
work and a
Wah!
rise is around, but now
Sayang
with this
naman,
cookie
akala
orb,
niya
he's
gag-
gonna go down 3 members for the trading of Zen Shao.
Icy Tail came up huge
Ang
in
sino
that
naman nun?
play. He found the key critical moment
Kulang
on
sa
towards
mat?
Aaron, on
Hindi
towards
niya nakalculate
Darkfit.
na mga
That
HP pa?
made the entire
Or
engage coming
nag-heal
in
yung
from
Zhuang
WETRND
Zi.
immediately. De-escalated for the side of the Philippine squad.
Tayo, di
Yeah,
talaga
taking
pwede mamatay
everything
si
at this
Aaron,
point.
guys.
I mean, Alter Ego just being
Nasa
able
kanya
to
yung buong puwersa ng
taking that one
WETRND
down.
ngayon.
That's the biggest piece. Is like you think that you're going to be able to fight, but Alter Ego, that chase is real. If they're able to catch you, they will stun lock you, and
Kailang,
one
kailang.
TUT is starting to do that damage.
Lamang pa rin naman.
Newbie,
Lamang pa rin.
And also Icy Tail.
Last
You
na
can
nila
see
yan, last na
these
nila
teams
yan.
are starting to take more of the approach in these team fights here.
Di lang nila
Back
na-check yung
into
pwesto ng
current
Dharma.
timing, 8:30 on the
Makuha
clock.
pa rin nila yung Tyrant.
goes
For
in
free,
favor of
thank you.
WETRND here. We are slowly but surely pacing towards that 10th minute mark. When those shadow objectives do spawn, that's the goal button coming in for both of these squads.
Yeah, that's going to be about that damage, right? And I think that if we're going into this one, WETRND looking to invade the enemy jungle here.
Pangpilang
They're
siguro
up
ulti ng
about
Zhuang Zi sa
1.5K.
Flowborn
This
para
is
di
a
niya
window
madikit
of
ni Lady.
opportunity to take over the map.
Map
Para
is
di siya
currently
dalawang,
getting pushed in
shield bash
for the side
dalawang
of Alter
beses.
Ego here as we see a teleport coming in for 1 TUT towards
Pero di naman
his
kailangan
team
lumapit
right
yung
now.
Flowborn
We
kasi
see more of an
magpo-poke
engage.
lang tong
Coming
ganin
in,
mo eh.
Newbie taking some
Uy,
support
nahila!
towards space.
Hala ka!
Look at
No!
Na-hold
up si Miz.
Getting picked up. I mean, it's just a roller.
Kailangan, walang
It's not the
objective.
end of the world, but
Ano pa
still
naman,
getting that pick
30
up. And now
seconds.
turning that into
Def na mid.
potentially more. Alter Ego make a beeline for the
Mauna,
mid lane,
mid sila sa pwesto.
understanding the importance of this T1.
Wala si
Numbers
Aaron, check.
advantage
Walang
coming in from
taga-def nila.
Alter Ego. Very
Basan,
good pick
basan.
off here once again by Newbie, capitalizing the
strategy.
fact that Maze did not have
Pero
Purify
nauna
in
yung
that
AE.
fight. With that tier
Nauna
1
nga
towards
nag-back
mid
yung
down,
WETRND eh, or
they
dahil
do
sa Dolya.
equalize in terms of turret counts.
Yeah, taking that one away is
yun
going
na,
to be
nabasag
huge
yung
for them.
mid, it's
WETRND
okay.
on the defensive.
Nawala
Maze
na
is
yung
gonna
lead.
be back
Sayang
up
2K
just
gold lead
now,
na, oh.
So it's going to be a little bit slower in that regard. But,
Mistakes
you know,
lang,
again,
mistakes
to
are
rally
made.
fight
Oy,
at all,
oy, oy,
they
kalma
almost
guys!
found
What are we
Darfin.
doing?
He actually had to
What
burn
are
the
we
Fever
doing?
Rush as
Napa-ulti
well
si
as the
Darfin,
Purify to
napa-purify.
ensure that they
Ah,
stay alive.
nakakatanggal nga ng hila yung
That is
Purify.
the marksman
Confirmed.
101 we talk about. Do not blink into a bush
So,
and
ititrade
you
na lang
have
nila.
to pay
Sayang.
all your spells
Wala
to
na.
retreat towards
Even
safety
game
here,
na
but
ulit.
that does give Alter Ego
Kala
much of
ko
the
it's time to,
objective
ano na eh, it's
reach
time to
towards
get away
the
with the
Shadow
game
Tyrant at the spawn here. Forces WETRND to go on the reactive end. Take the trade.
Yeah, take the trade at this
Bukuan
point. I
niya
mean,
muna.
the
Just
Tyrant
play
is
with,
gonna be
ano,
picked
just
up
play
here.
with
The Overlord
ganin
is
mo,
gonna be
guys.
taken as
Play with
well
ganin
by-
mo.
They're gonna take that one.
Yan si
So it's
Aaron
a little bit of
po.
a
Tiwala
shift
lang sa
in
skill
favor
shot
of
niya.
Alter Ego right now. They've been kind of hitting their groove at this stage.
The groove has been hit and now, and we are back into
Kailangan lang
equal
ingatan
footing
ni
here.
si
Alter
Aaron
Ego
yung
with a
hila ng
400
Shi
gold
tsaka
here.
Dharma.
Still getting that
Shi
Shadow
tsaka Yan
Tyrant.
dyan.
That does put them on the spot for 4 of these team fight damages.
Yeah, more
Basta may
about that
katabi si
damage.
Aaron na
Now
pwedeng
they're
tumulong sa
on the
kanya.
run. They're looking and
Should be okay.
trying to pincer them. They're not able to find the right moment. WETRND understanding that they're vulnerable. They're going to look to just back off and regroup.
It will be a
Yun
slow
lang, burn
game
lang
coming
Tyrant.
out
It's okay.
of this 10th minute mark as I see both teams are playing
Sayawan lang
exceptionally
natin.
safe, avoiding these these
Meron
big
3
fights
items na, oh.
until
Laki ng
the
lamon
end
niya sa
of the
Shiok,
buff.
2K.
That's what we're talking about. Moving into
Literal
the
isang
situation.
item.
Zhao hounding that tyrant, wanting to go for a
Power spike na
potentially
malala yung
engagement,
ganon mo.
but does respect the timers. Right now, they're rotating their full squad towards that bottom side. Where are they releasing the Shadow Vanguard to? I believe it will go towards
Bilang trade
that
sa baba, sa taas.
potential
Yung 1 for 1 tower
Yeah,
trade.
taking that one out.
Uy, di pa nabasag?
It's about invading the
Ay,
enemy
nabasag,
jungle,
nice.
taking the bottom T2. Very smart play right now. You don't want to force it, especially if you're alter ego. You don't have to hunt for kills at this point, especially when you have vanguards that are looking to crash in all the lanes.
And right now, with the
Nag-MR na yung dyan eh. Alam na niya masasaktan siya doon eh.
things will start looking
Yung Lady Sun, kaya na yung one shot pag ganyan eh, no?
as they are looking to reclaim
Pag nagkamali ng pwesto,
we talk about more
pag natusukan,
offense coming in
one
with
shot yan.
the WETRND squad moving aggressively in towards the jungle coming in from Alter Ego.
Yeah, and Alter Ego now on the defensive. WETRND understanding that they do have a slight advantage with the Shadow Vanguard. The bottom
Yung
lane
Dharma
is pushing,
2 shots.
something to take note of here.
Time is
Ay,
ticking
nila,
for side of
ambahan.
Alter Ego. If you do not attend to the waves, you will be in danger as we see a tussle between Clash Laners here.
Ang harapan ni
Between
Arise,
Icetel,
ayaw.
between
Pwede yata
Syndicate,
niya harapan
fighting
yun eh.
for control, fighting for vision.
Yeah, it's a better love story than
Hindi
Twilight
naman
in that case,
mamamatay
right?
yung
None of
Blue Boy,
those guys were really
napakunat
doing
yan,
any
dami pang
damage,
dash.
if anything. It was just kind of shrugging each other off. But again, Alter Ego right now
Binigay
on
lang
the
nila yung
defensive,
malaking tyrant.
need to somehow hold
Ng
the
dragon
minions
ng
are
libre.
crashing in the bottom lane.
We will see much more action when we pace towards that next spawn of the Shadow Tyrant and Shadow Vanguard. That's where we start seeing the key decisive game-winning pushes here. Right now, it's much of a strive phase when more of these teams are just
Taba ng
settling
Lady Sun for
sideways and
items siya.
also taking these buffs
Pero
for their
ano
liking.
lang naman si Darfin dito eh.
The buffs are cute,
Whoop,
but in
huli.
the bottom, looks
Dharma,
like
no
ICTL
flash.
has to flash just to stay alive.
Laking
The
bagay yan,
Respector
laking bagay
Revolver
yun.
is
Di na
actually not
magugula
gonna be
si
able to hit
Ganin
him.
mo.
So WETRND walk away
The less ways to
empty-handed.
engage, the better.
Empty-handed here, but for Alter Ego, the very minimum that
Walang
they thought
nagamit
was
yung ano, WETRND. Ay, meron yung ano, cleanse. Verify si Darfin.
No frigid charge and force that icy tail, no
Ano ba
flash,
tawag dito
no
sa
blue sky.
HOK?
So that's
Cleanse or
gonna
purify?
impact the next upcoming fight
Cleanse
in
yata
the
tawag
next
yun eh.
45 seconds.
It will be huge in this potential fight. I mean, not having that flash, you don't have that flash truth. How are you going to really engage at this
Barko!
point? But now the boat is
Tapalan,
been set
oy,
off.
grabe
He's
naman
gonna
yan
wrap
dyan.
around.
Sumasay ko, ah.
Didn't really want to go for Zen Chao. That's a scary one.
Not
He
that
does a
bad.
360 in the parking lot, but
Grabe
he's
ka
actually not
naman
gonna commit to
mag-ano,
this.
Baneho,
I think he
Syndicate,
drove
boss.
too fast and he actually scared off Decoy's ultimate. So that's
Hinahanap
a
niya
key
Lady
ultimate
Sun
from
Chi
the
or ano
Dharma
eh.
before
Lady Sun
the
or Chi?
big team fight
Or
that we
Dharma,
talk
pwede
about
rin.
here. Let's look at the items here. A lot of
Asan
these
ba
goals
sa
are
yung
being
top,
funneled
guys?
over to
Cover
one
top?
TUT, whereby he's
Cut na lang yung
almost
wave.
approaching full slotted. For the start of
Kunin yung
Darfin,
top
is similar,
prio.
running towards that fourth item
Pwede
mark
sila
right now.
mag
With
tier
that
3 top
gateway
ah.
completed.
Good clear by Darfin. Buy time lang nila sa mid. Sige, pwersahan nyo, pwersahan nyo. Oh, flashy! Nice counter flash.
Flash engage coming in from Newbie.
Kaso
Does not
Aray,
find
nasaktan
towards
daw rin siya.
Aaron here. We see bit of an engage coming in from Arise as the bolt does land onto a
Yee.
third shot, but that's a tanky jungler you're aiming.
Yeah, very tanky.
Ayaw nila akyatan, basag na sana yung top, oh.
It's gonna be a bit of a problem. The Shadow Tyrant is looking to get
Sayang,
started.
ayun
No,
maganda
they're gonna
mag-trade.
back off. 1 TUT
Basag na
takes
sana yung top.
over.
Kung nag-top
It's
sila,
gonna be
imbis na
right
mag,
down the outskirts of
pero
this
babae,
one.
papush
Decoy
na rin.
still up in front, has the butterfly flag. If they fight,
Smite fight,
eventually
ulti
have
smite.
extension.
Pak!
They're gonna
Nice
go
one,
for the
Arise.
steal! Away from Arise!
Okay,
He's
okay,
gone out,
okay.
fights it right
Pwede
under
na
the
rin,
nose
pwede
of
na
Alter
rin.
Ego.
Beautiful
You know what? I
spike
forgive you.
control coming in for Arise.
I forgive you,
Does indeed
WETRND.
take away the objective
Ayun,
from the
tilted
hands
na
of
yun nung
Alter
mag-overlord.
Ego.
May
Right now,
tyrant
Alter
kayo.
Ego. Are you
Awayin
looking
niyo
to
yan,
start
barko
this
ka na
battle
syndicate,
over
sabay
because your
game.
enemy team has
Yun, oh,
a
half HP
superior
ang dyan.
combat buff against you.
Well, I
Gi,
mean,
gi, gi.
you gotta get something out of this. The
Luwang
boat is
si
gonna be
ulti, ah.
used, but again, the butterfly effect is negating all of that. The Overlord is gonna actually be leashed back up. He's gonna heal. WETRND
kalma
looking
lang.
to just steal the enemy jungle more than anything else.
PKL teams today, they are just stealing all these objectives
Bukulit,
away
bukulit.
from
May
the
ano si
IKL
Aaron, no? May
junglers right
tyrant,
now.
tas
We're
ganin
trying
mo.
to see more control
Kaso
being
kailangan
committed
mag-reset ni
from
Maze,
the
wala
side of
siyang
WETRND
mana.
here. Alter Ego slowly but surely pacing towards these lanes.
Reset
Wanting
kaya,
to look for
guys?
vision. The fresh
Or
reforce
nag-ano
not
sila kasi
finding
sa
any
Overlord.
leverage as Arise gets pulled.
Oh my god, Arise, calm down,
Right
calm
on
down,
the
Arise, calm down, Arise!
One
Sabi
and
ko,
they
calm
do
down!
have
Wala pa siyang ulti, naku po, si ganin mo! Nahuli, shit! The Dharma did his job. Nakita niya yung ganin mo.
They're gonna go back in. They're gonna try to stay alive.
Sabi ko,
and just
kalma
kind
eh.
of fortify at least the T3, but Alter
Shit,
Ego
yun
are
lang.
bloodthirsty. They want to go for this mid T2.
Libreng Overlord.
Coming in
Pipilitan
from
ba nila?
ICTL, coming in
Di
from
naman yata
Newbie.
kahit tapusin
The
yung 2
pull
week.
coming in
May ano
from
pa?
the street,
Marco
finding
Polo.
Arise. And then
Fancy
that's
na
where
pwede mag-cut.
ICTL on the Dharma finding the key decisive flank onto
Wala,
his Aaron
nagkakaano
right
tayo,
now. Back in
nagkaka-errors.
control coming in from Alter Ego Esports. They are looking to collect the final outer turret right now.
Basag
Spikes
ang
are
mga turret,
set
tas
on that
Overlord.
Shadow Overlord.
I mean, if they take this one out, that's
Yeah,
going to be
depensa
an
muna,
insane
depensa
amount
muna.
of push. WETRND will be up, and then the respawn timers
Kailangan
are
may
very
nakatingin
short.
ko sa
The
yung
Shadow
Dharma.
Overlord already being picked up at this point.
Doon
But,
lang
man,
talaga
if you
matatalo
are a
WETRND
fan
eh, pag
of the
nakapasok
PKL,
yung Dharma
you
na
gotta be
ganun.
worried.
I am definitely worried because
Dalawang beses na nakabawi yung EE dahil doon.
Right
Yung isa
now.
sa taas,
So,
2K gold lead
give your
WETRND.
energy to WETRND.
Kasi ngayon yung pangalawa. 2K gold lead tuloy lamang ng EE
They
ngayon.
are in the best of the position to push this into a game 5.
Definitely in the driver's seat. Definitely understanding the assignment of potentially looking to close this game out. If we wanted to see a series go the distance, this might be
Kayo
it
magpatalo
right now.
dun,
Because
guys,
Alter
Wangzi.
Ego are on the cusp of potentially coming back.
Yung Wangzi sa Marco Polo, tsaganin mo.
Pushing lanes coming in for the side of Alter
Illegal
Ego.
dapat
Those
yan.
purple dragons, these Shadow Vanguard and Overlords are starting to put pressure against WETRND. WETRND has to back away, back to your base. Look for a potential
Medyo lugi
snipe
pala
coming
sa
in
gold
from
si
Aaron
Arise.
here. I see
Ang daming
Tail
item
will
ng
be
Yang
a
dyan.
primary target if
Pero
you
bawi
can.
naman sa mid.
Look for his engages, mitigate that approach.
Hindi, whip clear lang.
Zen Xiao is
Ano,
just
kailangan
so
ibigay?
tanky at this stage. He has a 3K advantage over
Pinipitik-pitikan
Arise
lang
on
ng
the floorboard
Lady Sun.
tank, who's
Item lang pa
generally
siya,
a
naka-Sage Sanctuary pa.
strong tanky hero, but he
Kailangan
has
isang Tory lang
really
yan,
no
isang
fight
Tory lang.
against the Zen Xiao.
It comes down to
Obvious
Newbie
na
on
si
these plays,
Arise.
but hang on a moment. Those
Uy,
three can
mamamatay
get
na
it.
Yang
Goes
dyan,
over
oh,
the
napuk
wall,
yata ng
finds
ganin
IC
mo.
Tails, doing a decent amount of work,
Dharma
but
low
now
na
here
rin.
come the cavalry from
Pwede
A,
yata i-go yan.
and now
Double
are they able
tapak.
to get any sort of catch? They're gonna try
Okay,
to
no
run
flash,
away,
see?
and it looks like
No
WETRND
heal,
do
Zhuangzi.
not have anything in return.
They have to back off. They have to
Nag-flash ba?
attend to
Walang
these
ginamit na
vanguards
spell
that are
si,
crashing
ano,
into
Chen
their
Dong yan.
base here. Beautiful disengage thus far coming
Pwede
in
lang
for the
hanapin
side
yung
of
Shi
Altitude
mamaya.
Eagle Esports. The next
Ingat lang
objective
sila
game
dahil
point
may
will be that 20
Splendor.
seconds Shadow Tyrant at that bottom river.
It's going to be huge for that
Sakto
one.
na
The
Aaron,
Shadow
naka-ultimate,
Tyrant just a
ano,
little bit
nakabook
more,
na rin.
but I don't know if that's enough for AE to really close out
Konti
the game.
pa, konti
They
pa,
need to
guys.
sort of pick off and then turn that man advantage
Lady
into
Sun,
an
item lock
game
na.
ender.
It
Item
won't
lock na
be
rin Marco
down
Polo.
to a big team fight between these two teams to decide
Ba't
the
naka
final
MRC,
pushing
ano?
factors here. But fortunately for Alter Ego,
AP
getting
ba
that
si ano?
bot tier 3
sabagay,
allows
may
these
pagka,
minion waves to
spell
slowly
damage na Yang
start
dyan.
shoving into the WETRND space.
Breaker,
That puts
Yang
a
dyan,
lot of
nag-damage
pressure for
bigla,
the
ah.
map against WETRND.
Yeah, but look at this. Zen Xiao is
Wait
there.
lang,
This
medyo
is gonna be
delikado.
a bit
Uy,
of a
no,
50-50,
napul,
and
sayang!
Syndicate
Ba't
now
napul
on the
yun?
run. Zen Xiao is gone.
Out,
Heaven and
out, out,
Earth
out,
mode.
out, out,
He's
out,
trying to
out, out,
actually
out,
just
may
chase
Dharma
him
sa gilid.
down.
Out,
Are
out,
they
out,
able
out.
to get any sort of catch?
No,
The bottom lane is
yung Dharma
something to
nasa
take note
gilid.
of. But look at Icy
Yung Dharma
Tail.
nasa
He's
gilid.
got his flash. He wants to
Paano?
Furry,
Worth
the
it's over.
setup is on point. Aaron has been taken out.
Patay na
Dark
naman
as
si
well.
Aaron.
And Syndicate is all been
Shit, we
killed, and it's a
lost.
matter
Game
of
5
time.
pa.
Alter Ego, all
Panalo
five
na talo
members
pa.
are looking to take this
Nanalo
game
yung
down,
Zhuangzi.
and they will even this
Grabe
series.
yung Dharma doon. MVP guard Dharma man.
Life flag coming in for Alter Ego as they take
Lahat ng
game
panalo
number
ng
four,
Alter Ego
pushing
dahil doon
into
sa
a
Lechim
full
Dharma.
best of 5
Buisit.
series.
This is the
wanted-
first game number
Napul
5
kasi yung Tyrant.
for
Kaya
our
sana si
King
Tyrion,
NFC
combo ganin mo
and
plus might.
Alter Ego man.
Kaso
They're
nung
playing
napul,
differently
yung burst ni
compared to
Aaron,
game
ayun,
number 1 and
pumunta
game
sa
number
ere.
2. This is a different Alter.
A best of 5 for
Okay,
even best of
kumabot
7
pa tayo sa
but
game
without
5. Wait
further
lang,
ado,
napansin ko
ladies
lang
and
pwede
gentlemen,
sila ma-reverse
close
sweep.
and also
2-0
all live
start,
viewers
by the
here,
way.
we are going to game number 5
AE will be getting the blue side, WETRND with the red side.
First game number 5 at KNC.
Kailangan niliban yung
21-5,
pay, I
Alter
think.
Ego again at the blue side.
Nakapag-pay na ba to?
They
Di pa yata
probably
nakapag-pay.
wanna secure power
U1 will be
picks.
the first
I'm
ban.
just
I think
not sure
U1
if we
pay.
still have available power picks at this moment.
Early
Probably
is
leaning towards
might be
that
taken para
synergy,
sa
so
hindi
we
na
have
early
Luna
na pala
ban
to
and even a U1
baka early ba ng
on the
EE.
side of
Oh, Jin,
WETRND.
okay.
So they're now
Okay, they
focusing.
want to get the
Alter
pay.
Ego is now focusing on Arise
Please
heroes,
ban
and I
the
think that has
pay.
been the story of the series.
Yeah.
They're just
Please.
limiting the heroes of Arise as much as possible, just for them to kind of shake things up.
Plus ban
against
pay.
WETRND.
And you're kind of seeing the effects of that. I mean, even when he got his Ogren, which is one of kind of his signature heroes, it did seem
Ogren ang
like
binan.
once he got kind of
Is that
outplayed in
pay?
terms of the
For
execution
free?
of their draft, and now you're consistently banning him. This is like mental warfare.
Kasi
right?
hindi pa
It's mental
nag-Ogren
warfare.
din tong
And as
WETRND.
a Rise,
Pwedeng
you gotta
agawan
be
ng
feeling,
EE
you're
to,
like,
no?
oh, these guys are. It's got to be so frustrating because they constantly just
Is that
target
just
me.
a front?
And
Hindi,
one
di
more
ka
thing
nila
to
kailangan
look
piliin
out
agad yung
for
pay
in
eh.
a best of 5 settings.
They can choose another contested pick.
Strong 2-0. Right now,
Kahit
it is a
2-3 na yung pay.
2-2 with
Ayun, Liang
Alter
po contested
Ego
yan.
Esports back-to-back
Nag-ano na
convincing
si-
victories. So, for
nag-
the mental
Zhang
pressure
Fei na si
side,
Meza.
it is coming down for the side of WETRND because
Si
it is
WETRND, what's
not
your
gonna
answer?
feel
Ano
good.
pa ba,
Good point,
ano pa ba
and
meron
also,
sa
again,
atin?
they
Arlie?
played the first match today.
Nag-Arlie na ba si
So,
Darfin? Di ko na
probably
maalala.
fatigue will kick in for weekend.
Dalawang
So at
series
this
kasi ng
point,
WETRND ngayon
they
eh,
have
yun,
to be
Arlie.
mindful on when and
Mayen
where
is
to
up.
exert
Nice.
their
I like the
efforts.
Mayen. Okay,
Speaking of
strong
power
picks. I
so
like
these
it.
are power picks for WETRND.
There's the pay.
They still have Mayin and Arlie up their
The
sleeves.
Byron.
But for AE, same
Pick
goals.
at the pay Byron
For them,
combo.
they they have a Pei, Lianpo,
Untouched yung
and
Pei Byron.
Byron.
Yeah, just trading blows on
Whoosh,
towards the pick and ban
whoosh,
department here for the Pink Byron Lianpo. It is a very darn aggressive.
Oh my god, nakalimutan ko may pa pala tong WETRND.
You know they are looking for a big team fight. Double knockups coming in
for the pay.
Not
good into it's not that good into Byron Lian po, pero our my is cursed, guys.
They have the crowd control.
If meron pwede i-track yung international record data natin sa May, wala pa yata tayong panalo kahit isa. Or at least 5 game lose streak na tayo sa May.
First hero at the middle lane, just to be able to kind of limit
Okay,
the potential
Banzia.
of this Mai, because it is expected that
May
this
lesion pa ba?
might rotate totally
Pero
all throughout the
nag-lesion
game,
na to eh.
particularly early game. And Menki has been banned, by the way, still a jungle hero.
Ayun,
By the way,
nice
for
cancellation.
Alter Ego. And yeah, Vision ban.
Menki will be
For
banned.
WETRND.
Yup.
So we have the
Ban yung mga
Xiao
tangke.
We have lots of heroes
Good
still
ban
open.
pa
C is still open. I won't be surprised
Musashi na
if
si
we
Arise,
see
eh.
a Princess Frost
Ano pwedeng tank na
on
gamitin?
this one for Alter Ego.
Yeah, a lot of options still.
You
need tank.
This is actually
I
kind of
mean,
great.
hindi naman
I mean,
kailangan tank
these
sa
are
front.
definitely
Wala
meta
silang front.
heroes into
It's
going
as if
into
it's not
game
game number
5.
5.
Yeah, and it's kind of opening things up.
Either
And getting
front
a
or just
pay
YOLO
in
early
game
game.
5?
All in.
Like Alter Ego.
Oy,
That's
Liubang!
now, this is scary, right?
Lam.
They need some sort of answers.
Lam,
and this
lam,
is kind of,
lam.
okay, now
Kaya
with the
binigay nila
Liubang
yung
pick,
pay.
this is the first one
Okay.
of the KNC.
I
This
take
is
it back.
not to
May
say
sagot
that
pa pala.
Liubang is not good,
I
but
forgot
we
about
kind
the
of
Liubang
hit
Lam.
that lower tier of heroes in terms of like the
It's
class
coming na,
that
it's coming na.
potentially
Maganda
roll
siya sa
at
pay,
this stage.
Liubang Lam.
Do they have some sort of high
Tayong
flying
ano,
like
naipit.
jungler, like a
Naipit
Hanshin,
yung tuwalya ko.
Ludo, Jing, all of these that can
Wait,
really
guys.
kind of expand or
Yeah.
be accelerated by the Suma.
The answer is no, because take a look at Alter Ego's draft right now. On
I think
towards the
Chana for
bans,
AE.
you have
Kung di pa
Luna,
sumikat siya
Jing,
Chano.
Monkey, Agudo, so many
don't
of these
remember.
jungler banned away from Arise's pool.
And
Pero
because
channel
of
sila.
Rise Pool, the only
I don't
heroes that
know.
I think of is Lam and the Fate. For them,
Hindi
so
pala
Xiao
channel.
Xiao, as
Xiao.
we've mentioned
Ooh,
earlier. It's a nice
intalak
pick up
Lam.
for Ego. At least they
The
get to
confidence
counter this
for WETRND.
from WETRND. And now we see the
Ayun na,
Lam.
signature comp.
On the
Okay, I
side
like
of
their draft a lot
WETRND,
better.
We have 100% patch.
Okay, game number 5.
WETRND
Pause muna
versus
tayo.
Alter
Mamaya
Ego.
nakakain.
Game number
Last
5.
inom.
Casters, it's your time.
Thank you so much, Chantel. As we go into game 5, I mean, everything is at stake in terms of just like that bragging rights. And again, both of these squads have been hungry for
Okay,
that first win in the
mid muna.
KNC. I mean, really
Didn't win
setting
si
the
Darwin
tone.
para
And going
i-contest?
into tomorrow with the playoffs,
Win sila dun,
you
ah.
really want to
Okay,
be in
it's
the
fine,
win
I
column
guess.
because, again, it's all about that confidence.
And win con is the win con
Okay.
for these teams. It will be interesting
WETRND, they have
because
a
coming
very
in
high
for
mobility
these
comp.
teams,
Literal lahat sila pwede may mobility. Ganon kabilis yung comp ng WETRND. Lahat sila lumilipad.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to grow.
Kaya
and I
isang
think they're
magandang
gonna
team
take
fight na
advantage of that.
sabay-sabay
But they
sila.
have to first take care
Umusto.
of business
Low
tonight.
mobility
It's
tong
like
AE.
literally a best of one
Mananalo
going
lang
into
AE
this.
kapag
And,
naboset yung
I mean,
engage
we
ng
didn't really talk
WETRND.
too much about the draft.
Literal lahat
I mean,
silang
other
pwede
than just
mag-engage.
kind of
Liubang,
how synergized
Mai,
they are,
Lam,
Who
Mayen.
are you giving the edge to?
Pati ngayong early pwede siya mag-engage at tapos kakapit na Liubang eh.
For the side of Alter Ego, they set up entire draft on
They
three
should
things.
be very
Number
happy
one,
with this
Sunshine
draft,
in that
WETRND.
jungle
Ito na,
department
signature.
with icy tails and
May with the
decoys
rotation.
early
Sige,
aggression.
okay lang
Number
kahit
two,
anong mangyari.
UB and 1TUT.
Kailangan na lang antayin
Straight
mag-level
direct
for Liubang
counters
para
with
sure.
Darpin in there early. Careful,
Uy,
hang on the moment.
ibon
A
ako
bit of
natin.
pressure towards
Nice.
bottom side, and number 3 here. They have
Not bad,
the
not bad.
numbers advantage in terms of the back-to-back games going into game number 5.
Farm
Yeah,
lang
it's
sila,
definitely
farm
gonna be
lang
there,
sila.
right? The momentum, winning 2 games
Pa-4
in a
lang nila
row,
Liubang.
equalizing. It's frustrating for WETRND because you're like, we're gonna have
Shove
an easy
mid,
day,
sabay
it's
rotate
3-0,
na.
let's get on home, to
Syndicate,
go have
play
dinner or
safe.
whatever, right? But it's not
Magpipin
like
na
it was
si
gonna happen
Epe.
like that because Alter Ego are becoming this
Bahuli
very
lang nila yung
resilient
rotation ng
team.
Pay
And
na
the lessons that
pag-start
they've
ng
learned
buff.
from the series, being able to extend it, I mean, it's going to speak volumes for them, and it's going to carry over into future seasons of IKO.
It comes from the name here, Holler. Alter Ego. The first Ego that they showed was the not so strong one.
Ay,
Now the
tamang stock
second
lang.
Ego that they showed
Oh,
is
forcing
dominating
the
this
pay.
game with an engage on the
Huli.
defense.
Death
That's
from
the
below,
RI
finding him
signature.
with a nice
Kaso,
little
what?
stun, and he
Huh?
turned it around, and Aaron is
Wait,
actually
hold
gonna
up
be
the
killed.
phone.
Then Xiao
Why is Pay
gonna
alive?
just run
Huh?
away. He's gonna be fine. And
Oh
they've got
my
the
God.
A huge win for all three.
Wait,
of them.
akala ko
UB
ganda.
with
Huh?
a masterclass disengage
Paano di
that
siya na-one-shot?
allows the side of
Na-stun
Alter
ba siya?
Ego to find 2 return kills plus
Oh
this.
God.
A
Yan ang
zero
hindi
goal
pwede
away from
mangyari.
Castle Rise.
Snowball
Alter
comp pa
Ego
naman ng
is
WETRND.
so up and available in that goal lead.
Oh man, what a
Ganda
great
na,
start for
auto-attack
Alter
double
Ego, and
ulti.
WETRND thought
Wait,
they
wala ba
had
tayong
a
replay
great
dyan?
jump. I mean, the
I-
potential for that, but Zen Xiao was there. I mean, even with
I
UB,
cannot believe
it
what
was just-
happened.
Didn't really like play out in the end. Aaron,
I
again,
know it looked
you have
greedy,
to be
pero
aggressive
nung
on the
nahatak
mic,
niya
so I
pabalik,
don't fault him for that.
feel ko sure na
But
yun eh.
losing out on like 0-2 on this one, a little unlucky.
You will not be feeling good if you're on the side of WETRND Esports because you're giving 2 buffs over to newbie on that Xiao
May
Xiao, and
Liu
then
Bang
you
Lam,
are
di
denying
na
a
one
rise
shot
from
yung
a
pay.
zero goaler. We're talking about a jungle
mali dun,
assassin.
Nakita
So
si
much
Aaron.
resources here, but Aaron.
Uy!
Newbie,
Okay,
he's
there we
flashing
go.
game.
With the
Nice
battlefield
kill.
command as well, the
Ha!
flash, but Newbie
Oh
somehow
my
still
God.
alive,
Okay,
but
nice
no,
one, Darvin.
Darvin on the side.
Kala ko,
He did not even expect it coming
malas na talaga
straight down
tayo
the
eh.
lane. Darvin got that food for free.
Okay, Darvin.
What?
Nice, nakuha pa
Newbie
ng
walking
early.
to Darvinder.
Yeah.
Okay, antay lang ulit ng ulti. Antay lang ulit ng
No
ulti.
problem. Back towards mid side here as we see. Aaron coming in to assist Arise and getting that mid control here as we see. Icy Tail looking
Kailangan
potentially
dalawa
for an engage here. Does get forced out based on numbers.
Napakain tuloy
Look
ako
at
doon.
how
Dapat
Maze
di na ako
just, like,
kumakain eh.
strolling around, understanding that he can kind of like go into any lane. Plus, if anyone gets jumped on, yeah, that battle with command. I mean, yes, it's on cooldown right now, but this is the power of the Liu Bang. It's not always amazing. You're not going to get
Ito lang
amazing
ginagawa, no?
stuns and a value out of it.
Spriting
But
bago
when you
mag-objective
need
para
to
makuha
get
yung
that
prio.
secondary numbers, just to kind of turn things into your
Okay,
favor,
Liu Bang ulti
you can
sa up.
jump in a
Tapos
moment.
nauna sa pwesto.
He adds on to the value of the
Contestable
number
by
game.
WETRND. Wala
Talk
sila
about,
sa
but
tamang
due to the
pwesto.
jungle
Mayen.
advantage in favor of Zensha.
Wala po,
This
ah.
objective
Wala,
goes
yung
in
nagandang
favor
gulo pa
for the
si
side of
Aaron.
Alter Ego Esports
si
in game
Arise.
number 5.
Yeah, Zenshao with that smite, ensuring that it got it. Aaron got almost cheeky with that Kachusin, just not enough on time, that is. And WETRND right now falling behind.
Antay
About
angle.
750 gold.
Marami nang
Finding
pwedeng
decoy.
marami
He's gonna
pwedeng huliin
burst
dito.
ram to safety,
Sana
but
na
he's gonna
ulti.
take some damage on his way out.
Bit of a pickle prod here coming in for the side of Syndicate here, allowing Maze to collect some of these resources.
Oh,
out
abyan
towards
na!
the objective. Look at
Forcing.
the Arise.
Kaso di na napatay agad. Oh my God, boset yata. Si Maze na iwan.
Back and forth. He has not been killed. He is actually very
Ano
taken.
nangyayari?
And Maze is
Parang wala
actually the
tayong
only
mahuli.
one to have fallen.
It is looking very dire and desperate.
Nare-reactan
coming into
tayo,
WETRND Esports. Every
guys.
single play that they are pulling out of their
Dalawang
pockets
boset na yun,
is
ah.
systematically defused from the side of AE here. Things are looking very good for AE.
Well, you gotta shoot your shot. Unfortunately, it looks like they've been
Uncharacteristic
missing
na
quite a bit.
mangyari
WETRND has
to.
not been able to
Mataas
hit
ang
their
ano
mark
nila.
on those parts. Alter Ego, dare I say, I mean, they're outplaying, they're shimming around.
I need
their
replay of
movement
the,
is great,
the,
but they've been
combos.
staying
Di ko nga
alive
napapansin
and
yung
really
combo. Bigla na lang nakita ko. Nasa loob na ng
1.5
tower yung
goal
kalaban
for the
eh.
side of AE as of this point. IKL fans, they
Pero
are
for sure,
rejoicing.
na-flashan ng
They are
Chano
feeling
yung
happy
flam
and
yata.
confident here. I can hear Rookie all the way from here.
Oh, really? Okay. I can smell him.
Arise, face
Okay,
check.
but nonetheless,
Okay lang, ulti
Arise
ako
here
palabas.
on the retreat at this point.
Yeah,
Alter
kalma
Ego
lang,
again,
kalma lang.
putting that pressure on, consistently just like making it a little bit uncomfortable. If WETRND were to lose this tower, they're going to lose a lot of that map control.
Map control currently, if we were to talk about
Wait,
Alter
lang,
Ego,
suffer
they
bot.
do
Sige
get
lang,
that
antay
turn
lang muna
on towards the
combo.
classic
Ay, may combo
here.
na ulit
With
sila.
an exchange coming from WETRND.
Try again,
Power
WETRND, try
straight up,
again.
but gold lead getting wider and wider for the side of Alter Ego. We're looking at 2,000 comfortable.
Yeah, at this point, right, it's starting to grow a little bit.
Nabubusit sila sa
WETRND,
sariling combo.
haven't really hit their mark.
Ayun na.
Now they're gonna find
Ah,
it.
di pa rin nahuli. Yun, thank you, Lord.
But Darvin with the light step. Oh, the side step and Darvin survived.
Okay, nice,
Very
nice,
key
nice,
kill coming in
nice.
from WETRND Esports. They need more of these resources going in favor of Darvin here. We see 2 quick kills in fashion for the side of Darvin.
Okay, napupunta
This is
sa
your
marksman
late
yung
game
gold,
marker
which is good.
For the side of WETRND, if you want to have
In
hopes
early we
of bringing
trust.
this game to your pockets.
Yeah, you gotta find that right target. I mean, WETRND again, just consistently continue to be aggressive. You gotta
lang, antayin nyo lang yung ulti ng Liu Bang, tas game lang ng go lang ng go.
If not, you gotta find other ways.
Ayun na, may
to get
nakita
some
sila
sort
sa taas.
of, farm across the map.
Sino pinapatay
Because
nila?
right
Byron?
now, it looks
Okay.
like they find at
Kaso
least
nga lang,
Icy
mabibigay
Tail,
nila yung
quick
mid.
rotation, and it's just gonna
Mid is
potentially
gone,
start
guys.
spark a comeback here.
But still, you're giving away that mid tower
Mid
here
tower for
to
kill,
the
I don't think
side
it's worth.
of Alter Ego in that exchange. Yes, Icy Tail did fall. It's okay, but mid tower going to
At least nabasag yung tier 2 ba na ba?
Tier
Tier 1 top.
Yeah, I don't like that trade all in
One
all in
kill
all, but
plus
I mean,
one
they just take the
tower
top
for
T1,
mid-tier
so not
tower.
the worst thing in the world, plus Icy Tail
still
was
think
down,
it's kinda hard, but you'll take the
more
gold.
of Icy Tail
900
staying
gold ang
alive
AE.
and getting in when that fight
Wala pang
happens,
ulti si
you need
Maze,
that
antayin lang ng
bruiser,
pag-up,
that
tas
storm
it's time to
strike
play
really
again.
turn the tides.
I totally agree.
Pwede siya mag-ult, di naman kailangan lam ultihan niya eh.
He's absorbing so much
May
gold coming
lam
in for
or
his team,
bayan kahit
and
sino
the
dun sa
sacrificial
tatlo,
line
lahat
comes
sila
in
pwede
by
mag-engage,
Icy
tas
Tail, whereby
kakapit na lang
he's
siya.
only sitting at
Oops,
a
slow, pwede yan oh! Go nyo na yan, ulti! Patay nyo, P, Fabulous, go! Nice! Out na, calm down. Okay,
Just
there you go.
like that, I feel like you put a target on his back, my friend Saki.
I probably cast a curse
dali
him,
patayin
but
yan,
you can't
Payman.
really prove it there.
Okay, well, we can check the tape because I'm pretty sure you just said that.
Kitang-kita,
Put it on.
dumodoro
But
sa
okay,
harap
we're
niyo.
fine
Oh,
here.
flash!
And now the flash
Pero
forward,
nakatakas
ICTL
si
trying to
Aaron.
make
Oh.
the action happen, but
Wait,
it's a 1
wait,
versus
calm
2,
down.
potentially 1 versus 3, and
Asipin
they've
niyo?
got the numbers, but they don't have any sort of catch.
Okay na sana yun eh,
ICTL was
nag-flash
trying
na
to
yung Byron.
force the issue
Eh,
a
sige,
little
okay lang.
A decoy here getting kicked on by.
Tayo lang cooldown ng Liubang.
Syndicate on them, but
Uy,
he has
uy,
to
uy, uy,
follow
wait
them
lang,
out.
wala yung Liubang, guys. Shit, Arise. Too hot, too hot, too hot. Lang. Too hot, man. Nag-ulti kasi Liubang eh. Ayun na. Si Syndicate hindi niya napansin na may... Oh my God.
8 minutes on the clock, 3 more kills fall into the pockets of AE. AE once again back
Nag-overheat.
towards 5
Kung nandun yung Liubang, okay sana yun eh. Kaso nag-ulti siya sa gitna. Akala yata ni Arise may ulti Liubang. I mean, akala niya meron pa. Ganda sana yun kapag may ulti pa Liubang eh. Ubus
And it
yun.
also comes into one point. WETRND are
Kasi
being
mataton
so
execute ni
impatient on
Maze
their
yun.
cooldowns. There was no ultimate coming in from Maze, so there was no
Kinagat inubos yung
assistance
jungle nila.
immediately for any of
Kinain
these
yung red.
assassins.
Dalawang tore.
Actually, Arise right
Ay,
now,
hindi,
a
isang
level
tore pala.
behind, definitely net worth
Mid
behind
tier
in terms
2
of
plus
Zen
red.
Xiao, who's just been this, you know,
Bot
very,
lane getting
very
pushed.
difficult
We are in
to
trouble,
deal with
boys.
because he has so much early game aggression, a lot of damage. Look at how these towers are just melting.
Okay, wait lang.
This
Tamang
all
pitik-pitik
falls
lang.
in favor, thankfully, from Newbie.
Okay,
Towards that
Aaron with the
mid
big flank.
lane,
Aaron with the big
and
flank.
knock up that
Here we
he
go.
needed to
Cinema.
really escalate
Ba't si
the
Darwin
situation
naka-frenzy
right
siya?
now, Zen Xiao. 2
Wait
level
lang.
up against
Wait lang,
Arise.
asan si
Look at
Aaron?
the damage. That was one basic
Huh?
attack on towards both Darwin
I
and
can't
also
find where he...
Arise.
Okay, okay. Engage with Syndicate. Kaso pag isa ka lang. Ayun, nandiyan pa si Aaron. Di pala nakuha yung fog. Ba't siya nag-engage?
Just dodging him and getting those kills.
Hindi sila sabay. Ayun, nakita niya tuloy siya sa sobrang tagal nawawala. Oh my God, we're so... The coordination is not coordinated. Ang ganda ng pwesa ni Aaron. Ah, what happened? I think talo na tayo dito.
But still, only decoy falls
tayo
for
nagsasabay-sabay.
You're losing your mid lane, you're losing your jungle,
sync
you're
is
losing
off.
yet another high ground before the 10-minute mark.
All right, I think it's safe to say they're losing the game at this point, right? With all of the things that they're losing, right? I mean, at this point,
The
but the Shadow
coordination is
Tyrant
off.
now looks like it's going to be taken by
Down,
Ultimate
10
Eco.
minutes,
This is going to be
dalawang
another
tore, basta
3-1.
di pa tapos
We
yung laro,
have
kaso...
zero answers.
Sayang,
at
kala
this
ko
stage.
gandang
We
angle na yun.
might
Pag
just be looking
feel
at
ko pag
one
nagsabay
double
pumasok to Mayen,
potential
Lam, May,
reverse sweep
Liubang,
of
tapos napatay agad nila yung Xiao
by
Kiao.
none other than
Mababaliw na to eh.
Alter Ego Esports, your
Kasi
ladies
puro
and
sila
gentlemen.
single target,
I
di
mean,
nila alam kung
Alter
sino
Ego are
papatayin.
doing it in style. It seems like it took
Tapos
them,
yung Arlie,
like, to go
ang
down
ending
in a
nung
hole
mangyayari,
0-2
mag-free hit yung
to
Arlie.
finally wake up and be like, actually, I kind of want to be here. I want to win.
I want to win. I want to put that first W for the side of the IKO representatives as Maze.
Yeah, that's
Might
a
be
Maze
caught on
ulti.
the side lane here. Has the battlefield command to dodge out towards safety here. More map control for Alter Ego, forcing out yet another key ultimate from the hands of WETRND.
Yeah, Maze is going to just get back to safety. But again, that's a huge ult. Now, if Arise were to want to go in again, I mean, you don't really have that. I don't think they can, considering they've tried that, it has not.
Tatlong ano,
It is not working at all for
tatlong
side of
malambot,
WETRND. They've been
nakain na
finding these
pagtripan.
engages with Arise, with Syndicate as the
Isang beses lang
focal
yata
point to
napagano nila.
deliver Maze
1 out of
towards
4
that backline.
times
But
yata.
still, the moments that matter
Sa PKL
for
kasi
side
at
of
least
Alter Ego
nagagawa
are
na
these big
tatlong
keys,
beses,
but so
4 na
far,
beses.
it has worked
Minsan
so
nga, game
much
winning
in the favor of the IKL fan favorites.
Yeah, Alter Ego right now with these
Dito rin na-
Vanguards,
dito
it's
rin
gonna
ramdam
be
yung pressure ng
even
Liubang sa
tougher to
split
make
push.
any sort of assault. WETRND right now on the defensive, fighting for scraps at this point, but down 5K. That is huge at this stage with the network.
Clock is ticking, coming
Wala rin
in for
kasing
side of
masyadong
WETRND
whip clear ng
Esports here.
WETRND,
Waves
kaya
are
wala
starting
silang
to
buy time.
push in here. Aaron gets spotted out
Kailangan
from
pag
that bush
nakita,
here. So
go
that
agad.
is one key point being forced away by the side of Alter Ego's roam.
Yeah, but look at the Shadow
Double
Vanguard.
objective
I
ba
mean,
sila?
completely
Hindi, wala
zoned
silang
away.
time.
Aaron knows that he
Over
really
lang to.
can't fight. Now is not the time. Maybe with the T3, but you got an assault on all fronts. Maze is in the top lane, pushing
Kailangan
as
na
far as
naman go.
possible.
Lam with the
Because he
flank,
knows that he
okay.
can jump in at a moment's notice. It might
Wala
be
silang
happening,
wave
but
clear.
it might be
Tignan mo,
too little
Dragon
too
sarap
late.
ng
And now
buhay.
they're
Hindi
looking
ako
for the jump
nag-flash in na,
themselves. They
nag-yolo
get the
na.
nice
Tignan mo
little
lahat ng
Trevor smash,
members.
zoning them away. The
Inaantay pa ng
battlefield
Liubang yung Lam.
Syndicate, who's
Ang
trying
layo
to
pa ng
act
Lam, guys.
back to
Patay na si
stabilize.
Maze.
Alter Ego wants to go
Kaya
for
na yung
Maze,
Lam.
and he does end up getting the pick,
Kaso at
but
fight
the
me too
crystal
late.
is the most
Nakapasok sa
important
likod.
thing. It looks
Wala,
like
pinatay na lang
Alter
siya.
Ego
Kasi din.
will take game 5.
Lugi, lugi.
They're in the series.
Di pwede
They've
ma-behind
done
yung comps
it
ng
from
WETRND
8-0
kasi
to
nakamay sila.
deficit. They claw back to the depths of hell.
early
and
game
they are
sayang.
back
What
at it,
happened?
Coming in with a reverse sweep
Sobrang
against
bad game ng
WETRND
WETRND
Esports
dun.
from the PKL region.
Na-reverse sweep pa sila, guys. Ang lungkot. GG. Unang panalo ng Indonesia.
Game number 3, game number 4 and game number 5.
Bawi na lang bukas, guys. Bawi
Alter
bukas.
Ego did a great job stopping
Nahirapan
the
pa tayo
PKL
dun. Nakala ko
representatives
3-0.
for WETRND, and I gotta
Napako.
say, for WETRND, there
Napako
has been a
tayo,
bit
guys,
of
sa tulala.
miscommunication.
Okay lang, okay lang. Ganun din naman. Parang no
Miscommunication
bear.
and a
Good news,
disconnect.
parang no
It was a
bearing
big
yung larong to.
Definitely, definitely.
for that
Kasi
game.
silang dalawa pa rin maghahanap bukas. Kahit manalo WETRND dito, silang dalawa pa rin maghahanap eh. Tapos lamang Pilipinas sa wins. Kasi may 1 win sila sa Malaysia. We'll take it. It's okay, it's okay. Bawi, bawi. Learning experience. GG, GG's.
Uh-huh.